Hello, everybody. Hello, Jules.
Hello. I did it again. Hold on. Okay. I accidentally have my tab open with YouTube and I didn't mute it. This happened both times. Last time too. And then I'm like, let me mute it.
No, you're good. I don't hear any reverb.
I had a double countdown. Anyway,
welcome
hey, everybody.
to Wednesday night potpourri, as some people like. What's potpourri? I'm like potpourri.
Somebody did not say that. Come on, nobody knew. I mean, okay, yeah.
Like, what is pot? What's potpourri? I'm like,
well, this is the golden ticket edibles that sometimes potpourri's in. I guess pot, not pourri, but whatever. I've got my antihistamines or whatever. No, antihistamines. Yeah, that's
antihistamine. You're right, antihistamine.
Yeah. I accidentally called them something else before, and everybody's like, "See."
I haven't had an antihistamine, but I could use one at the moment, but we're good. Let's do attendance. Hello, Kathleen. Thanks for becoming a member. Hello, Julie, Velvet, perfectly. Kate, thank you for becoming a member. Again. Anne's, hi, Ruth Ann, Paula, cousin Joe, Pisces, thanks for becoming a member. Linda S, I love all our Hive people here. Thank you guys for being here. Sheila, Linda S, Barbara M, Plant Lover. Thank you for the pre-show super chat, Roro. Love you. I found the harp.
Having faith in us already. Wait, what happened?
I found the harp. Wait, Cody, what did I do with it? I found it.
What do you mean you found it? Did it just pop up between your legs?
I kind of actually almost did. I really did. I'm not lying.
Because all of a sudden
I was going crazy looking for the harp ever since the other night, and I found it.
It was under the table.
Oh shoot! Well, let me get to my rest of attendance. Okay.
I still go to Spencer's when I go to the mall. Just saying.
Hey, Sly. So we just went to the mall.
We have to.
When we,
just to look,
just like you, Jules. Like when I'm in different places, like if I see a Hardee's, like they don't have Hardee's over here, we'll eat there. Like weird fast food, like So whenever I'm in a new area, I'm like, where's the mall? Because I'm obsessed with malls, which will kind of lead into this live. And I'm always down to look at like a mall and see like how different things are. There's my harp.
You want to hear something very interesting that I have found? Oh my goodness, that's
it's like no joke.
Oh my goodness, that is very cool. Do you know that there's a YouTube?
I played as well as the accordion, by the way. I'm on the same skill level as the accordion.
The accordion, you got to step up.
But
there is this one channel, and it's like they follow all of like the ghost town malls because all of the malls are disappearing.
Well, our Monmouth County Mall, which is the next. We're in Ocean County. Monmouth's the one north of us, and they had a giant mall. It's completely gone. Like the Ocean County Mall is half empty. All the malls, they're just fading away.
Yeah, like there's the one in Wisconsin where I used to be. There was like 2 stores in it.
It's
if it wasn't for Office Max and Kohl's, I think it would have went under because it was like those were on each end.
I mean, even
I can't believe malls aren't a thing anymore.
The grocery stores are even closing around.
All right, MW hi, Fire and Ice hi. Let me see, Barbie, Ellie.
We just lost one of our malls recently, one of the best, coolest malls that came about in the 80s, and it was amazing. Stratford Square. Bye, Stratford Square.
Well, when we lived in Fort Lauderdale, the fashion mall, anybody from South Florida? The fashion mall was beautiful. It was on University Boulevard and off Broward. And on the other side was the other crappy mall, the Broward Mall, which I can't stand. But that fashion mall was beautiful. That's gone. They leveled that. Let me see. Betty, hi. We're getting too much in the chat.
Yeah, nobody cares to really even shop anymore, though, because it's all done online. I know I'm guilty. If I need something really quick and I know I can get it off Amazon real quick, I'm like, bing, bang, boom.
Hey, Nisi. And yeah, I can't shop for things online. I need to go to the store and touch it and look at it in a mirror and be like in an essence.
When it comes to clothes and stuff like that, absolutely. Absolutely. Ordering stuff is a problem. Like when it comes to clothes and shoes and stuff. Well, I do order shoes sometimes, but yeah, I like to go and actually buy those. And hair products, I like to actually go and buy those too.
JFed, Susie Q, Steven.
The Galleria.
Galleria in Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Detour. You see. No, the gallery is still going
It's
strong.
still going?
Amanda.
Good for them.
Okay, we're at the all right. So we got it. Let's get into it. So before we start, so this potpourri is
I
going
couldn't hear anything.
about 80s stores that are no longer around. And I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is right up me and Jules' alley. So Jules, before we start, let's rattle off some 80s stores and malls. And I know what you're
Well,
gonna
as soon as
because
he
you said
told me
last night.
yesterday, as soon as the first thing, I'm like, Chess King.
And I was like, damn it. Chess King. Okay.
Learner.
The Limited.
Oh, yeah, the Limited.
How about Benetton?
Yeah.
Remember Benetton? Everything was on shelves. The United Colors of Benetton.
Yeah, Learner and Chess King were right around the same time. That was like early 80s.
I remember Learner. Let me think.
They closed.
Waldenbooks.
Because they stopped making the.
Oh, yes.
KB
Walden. And then
Toys.
what was the other name? What was the other bookstore?
It was Barnes and Nobles and Waldenbooks. And
Yeah,
Books
Barnes
A
and Noble.
Million?
Well, wait, Barnes and Noble. I swear there was another one too.
We had Books A Million down in the south.
but I think Books A Million still exists.
They closed the one in Vero.
Oh, 579. I remember that store. That's a good one.
Yes, that is a good
Holy
one.
crap. 579.
That is a good one.
Oh, Julie Claire's is still around. They're in the middle. They're in the kiosks. 579 was a good one, Kate. Oh,
Nice.
Contempo Casuals.
Yes, Contempo. I
Rainbow's
loved
still
Contempo.
around.
Rainbow's still around with their 5-cent shirts.
Yeah,
that
no,
fall
no,
apart.
as long as there's poor people who need
Yes.
club clothes, Rainbow will always be around.
Borders was the other bookstore back then.
Borders.
Yes.
That's actually
what
where
it
I
was.
met Shannon Doherty. Was at a Borders.
Gadzooks. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Sharper Image.
Yes.
Radio
Sharper
Shack.
Image.
Radio
yeah,
Shack.
Spencer's is still there. Oh my gosh, Radio Shack.
Baker
The
Shoes.
store that I never bought anything in. It was
was
in the mall,
another
and I never
shoe
bought
store.
anything in that store.
A Spirit, like Spirit. It was like the
Spirit
E.
Halloween.
with the
That's
Spirit.
just a what? Wait, huh?
What about department stores like Gimbals, Stearns,
We didn't have Walworth or something or
Woolworth?
Woolworth. That's a
Um,
Still around?
we used to have one of those, and then they had like one of the
Verdines.
bar, like the little bar where you can go get a sundae and a soda. We used to do that. I used to do that with my friend Julie.
Jesus
Thank you,
Christ.
Nisi. At least somebody remembered
Sears.
the shoe store. Sears, yeah, that's Mervin's.
Montgomery Ward.
Gimbal,
They're
Alexander's,
really gone too, Montgomery Ward.
A&S,
Huh.
I don't remember
TSS.
anymore.
These are probably all local New York stores that nobody probably else has heard of.
Mozzarella sticks.
Kmart,
Yeah, Kmart.
Mhm.
Kmart's gone. Toys R Us.
Kmart is not that long gone though. We still have one of those. Venture. Oh my gosh. Did you guys have Ventures?
Oh no, but we had service
Donations.
merchandise, and I love service merchandise because when you
yes.
bought something, it came out on the conveyor belt, and you had to wait for it.
Yes, that was so much fun.
You got like
That
a
was a
little
lot of
ticket,
fun.
and then you had to wait for like your stuff to come out on the conveyor belt afterwards.
My
Like,
my
never
older
got the
sister
tub of
taught me how to
Legos.
work that shit.
From service merchandise, like a big giant 1,000-piece set of Legos, and here comes this big blue Lego set on the conveyor belt. Like I love. Oh man, that was a good store. All right, let's get into this. Let's see what we might have missed.
Merry-go-round. Yep.
579 though, that was a good one. I remember. Yeah.
Merry-go-round though. That was a big deal. That was a huge deal.
Hickory Farms.
It probably wasn't as popular when John came around, Julie. Julie and I are closer in age. You're 9 years after me.
Yeah, but I also have an old soul, and I was raised by older people, so I consider myself born in 1971 instead of 79. Yeah, KB's. That's Electronics Boutique. Well, now that's GameStop. All right, let's get to it. All right, let me share the screen.
You worked at a merry-go-round? They had some really cool. They had great commercials.
Oh, The Wall. No, The Wall turned into FYE.
Oh.
Remember getting CDs from The Wall, but like the lifetime music thing. If you ever scratch a CD, you could bring it back and they'll give you a new one. That's why they went out
I
of
don't
business.
remember that.
Everybody scratches CDs. Like, come on. That was
Where
just
is it
bad
now?
on their part.
Let me see here.
Oh,
There
wait,
we
now
go.
you're into food, Sly. I loved Arthur's Fish and Chips. We used to go there on the way home from my grandmother's house. It was either there or White Castle. They were right next to each other. It depends. And sometimes both, because some of us would want White Castle and some would want Arthur Treacher's.
I love White Castle. Okay, so this is tonight's selection. It's from America Before. I'm gonna please subscribe to them because they're cool. And this is what we're going to cover tonight. So this looks like they're at a Blockbuster already, which we miss. Here.
Welcome to Blockbuster
Oh,
Video.
my goodness. Hey, John, you should hit the one button to make it.
What, to make it full screen? This one?
Not like that. Not that one, I don't think. I think
This
like,
one?
No,
No.
the next one. That one. I
Oh,
think there. At least it's like that. You know what I mean? A little better.
okay.
The clock
That's
is
what I
ticking.
do
The
with
phone
mine.
is late.
Oh, Hollywood Video. I remember them. They tried to compete
These
with.
are
Oh my
pilots.
gosh. Wow.
During the vibrant 1980s, many beloved stores defined the era, but sadly, they are no longer around today. These stores were once bustling hubs of activity where people shop for everything
Oh, the Legos! Sorry.
Trigger
from toys
warning
to
for the
electronics to
earbuds.
music. Among these iconic names were Hollywood Video, where families rented movies for a fun movie night, and KB Toys, a paradise
That's
for
where I got
kids
all my
filled with
toys
all
from.
kinds of toys.
Do you remember how important
Then
you
there was
felt when
Radio
you had your own
Oh,
video
no, what I
card?
do?
Welcome to Blockbuster Video.
Founded in 1980,
Shit.
Do you remember how important you felt when you had your own video card? I did.
That's
That
the
was
first thing I did when I turned 18 was go to Blockbuster and get myself a card. The
Wait,
literal
where's
first thing I did. I'm 18 now. I get a Blockbuster card. Like that was the first thing I did.
Is Mel B leaving?
Hey, Mel.
It says, okay, Mel B, have a good night. So somebody must be leaving. Have a great night. We have a Lego store in Raleigh. Really? I think we probably have one of those in Chicago too somewhere, but
I think I've been to the Lego store in Raleigh.
oh my goodness, Furbies.
It's at that really like fancy mall with like the underground parking garage, right? I've been to the Lego store in Raleigh. It's at that's at that uppity mall. I've been there.
Number 1, Hollywood Video. Hollywood Video, a once thriving video rental chain, engraved its name into the nostalgia of movie lovers. Founded in 1988, it swiftly became the chief rival to Blockbuster.
Look at that guy. Look at him.
Look at him. Absolutely no fashion sense. Stripes and
He's
tie-dye.
like, yeah, he's like, we're gonna make it a movie night here. Look at him.
I think he just came from the beach.
For video.
Hey, we were at the
Hollywood
beach. Let's
Video.
go get a movie.
Right?
Stores popped
Did
up.
they really make their employees dress like that? I don't remember.
We only had one Hollywood Video on Long Island. Well, we might have had more, but I think I went to it twice before it closed. Hey, Lisa, thank you. But Hollywood was just like,
Across states like Washington,
Blockbuster's
California, Nevada, and Texas. These cavernous havens spanned an average of 7,500 square feet, housing around 16,000 videotapes. Some stores even stocked up to 200 copies of a single Blockbuster film. But as the digital era dawned, streaming services like Netflix and Hulu stole the show.
Could you tell us a little bit about this movie?
like, I wish they still had Blockbuster. I miss Blockbuster.
Yeah, but who would go?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. You'd be all there by yourself. You and Cody. You'd have the
But it
whole
was
store.
like-
Don't
But see,
include-
that's why
No,
everything
don't
sucks
include Cody
now.
with this. Hell
Because
no, I
that's
wouldn't be
why
there.
that's why malls are going out of business, because you don't have to go to the store anymore. You just get it sent directly. But like, you go to Blockbuster, you have the candy there, and like the employee pick section, like
Times
Elena.
they are changing.
But
What movie
it
was
was
that
a
from?
thing. Like we go to Blockbuster and like, okay, let's and we'd hunker down and we get like 2 or 3 movies, and that would be the night, and maybe a video game if we were feeling squirrely. And that was it. I miss it. I don't know.
Don, we need you up
I
here.
don't. I mean, it was fun, but I don't miss it.
The convenience of clicking a button from the comfort of home triumphed the ritual of browsing physical shelves. Hollywood Video, once bustling with cinephiles, faced a grim fate.
It was how
In
much
2010, the curtain fell.
video.
I haven't been
Movie
to the movie in
Gallery, its
ages.
parent company,
And
declared
now you
Chapter
can
7
either buy
bankruptcy,
it or rent
and the
it
lights
for
dim forever.
Fine, and you have it for the $5.
See, like I have like over 1,000 DVDs and probably like that many in Blu-rays because my thing was like, I would much rather buy the movie if I know I'm gonna like it.
But the
Like,
thing is like, what do you do? I used to have some too, but then like, what do you do with them? I don't know.
you have no idea. My entertainment center, 4 of those drawers, my Brooklyn came out. Only when I'm talking to you, Jules, for some reason, the Brooklyn comes out of me.
Hey, I'm Chicago. I'm not Brooklyn.
Or just stacked with movies. And then I have like 3 tubs of movies because I always felt like, well, if I know I'm going to like the movie and I can rewatch movies. Ask him. He gets so mad. He's like, you're watching Big Daddy for the 1 millionth time. I'm like, yes, and shut up. So I would much rather buy it, but we'd rent it. I'm like, okay, I like it, and then I'd buy it. But I don't know.
Sprawling on the lawn? That's an
Yeah.
please moment. Stay protected this summer with 20% off.
Today, Hollywood Video lives on in our memories.
Yeah,
A
Lost
relic
Boys
of a
goes on
bygone
forever,
era
Coffee.
when rewinding tapes was an art form, and Friday nights meant picking out the perfect movie for the week.
I think they did make them wear the bow ties.
I think originally they did. Like, you remember like how like the McDonald's employees used to look? They had like the kerchief. They look like flight attendants. Like, remember like old school
Steven,
McDonald's
I still want to
uniforms?
go back there. I want to go back to ShowBiz every freaking day. ShowBiz Pizza was the poop. Anyone remember ShowBiz Pizza with the
we
singing
didn't
bear?
have
You never
that.
went to ShowBiz?
That wasn't a thing
What?
here. Like, I see like commercials for like CC's Pizza Buffet. Like, I've never seen one of those.
ShowBiz was they had video games when I was like 5th grade. That was the thing to do, is go to ShowBiz and just get all your tokens and play video game after video game after video game. Oh my god! Oh my gosh, we need to. After this is over, if we have time, I want to show you. We got to look up and see if we can find the band from ShowBiz.
Oh, so it was a knockoff of Chuck E. Cheese.
It wasn't a knockoff. It's how it started. Chuck E. Cheese originally evolved from ShowBiz Pizza.
Oh,
For the most part. Yeah. And it kind of, and then it's just like ShowBiz kind of like disappeared and then Chuck E. Cheese was there. So yeah, but ShowBiz was a little darker and a little cooler, I think.
like darker, like seedier. Like how
Well, darker is in, it was just like the band and stuff. It was a little scary. It was I don't know. Like I said, we'll see if we can find a video of the little band after we finish this shit.
Okay.
If we
The
can
memories
remember.
of Hollywood Video's nostalgic charm flicker in the minds of cinephiles. But did KB Toys, with its mall-based empire of childhood dreams, face a fate similar to Hollywood Video's rise and fall?
I love KB. I got pretty much every toy, Lego set, Nintendo game from the KBs in Roosevelt Field Mall in Garden City. When my grandmother said we're going to Roosevelt Field, I said, yay!
I almost never shopped at KB until I was older.
Like, not even as a kid?
No. Hey, I was number 5 out of 6 kids. And you know what I mean? And so we didn't like go out looking. We got presents. We didn't go out and buy toys really.
Well, I didn't get toys that often either because, like, you know, my grandparents did raise me. But when she's like, John, we're going to Roosevelt Field, I'm like, oh, you know, a treat. And that's where I got everything: Care Bears, Legos, Thundercats. Every toy I ever played with or Nintendo game, I got from KB's. We had Toys R Us's, but my grandmother didn't like the size of it. She's like, this is too much.
A kid can be a kid.
Yeah, she's like, this is too much. It's too much to look at. I don't like it. So we would go to KB's and they had everything that Toys R Us did, just at a smaller scale.
We had the coolest toy store in our area. If anybody grew up in my area, it was called Dispensa's Kitty Kingdom. And what it was is there was a toy store. And next to this toy store, there was huge toy soldiers on either sides of the door, like huge. And then there was an amusement park next door.
Oh, well, I mean, shit.
Yeah, and it was the coolest amusement park ever, and it was so close to our home. My parents, they used to go and drop us off there, and we used to just hang out there. There was one summer we were there like every week. So cool.
I love that.
Riding the octopus. But yeah, I'm gonna have to show you pictures, but it was a cool toy store. I mean, big, huge, like Jack and the Beanstalk like size soldiers on the sides of the doors.
That reminded me of like another toy store, and I can't think of the name, where they had the big toy soldiers on. Was it Toy World? No, it was the Castle. Toy Castle. What was that called? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Does anybody know in the chat? It was like,
and actually, I found out last year there's somebody in this area that has one of those toy soldiers, and they put it up for Christmas decorations. I was looking for it last year and I couldn't find it. I'm gonna find it this year. But it was a big deal here, and it was so much fun. It was right across the street from Ebenezer's Flop and Slopper water slide that they said shut down because somebody got decapitated.
The name alone is great. Hey, baby.
Yeah, it's Flop and Sloppers. That's what it was called.
Was it Children's Palace, or was that the place they sold the clothes? No, that was Children's Place.
Children's Place.
Yeah, Children's Palace. It was a castle, and like had the rooks that okay. Thank you, JFid. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. KBs. We're 2 minutes and 37 seconds in. Again, let's see how long it takes us to cover 28 minutes of a video.
Yeah, 4 hours.
It's the place to shop, you'll see.
Number 2, KB Toys.
Oh, I thought it was a commercial.
KB Toys, affectionately known as KB Toys, once graced the bustling malls of the United States.
They sure did.
Its story began in 1922 when the Kaufman brothers, originally candy wholesalers, stumbled into the toy business.
Look at them.
During World War II, they acquired a toy company as payment for outstanding candy debts. A sweet twist of fate indeed. In 1959, KB Toys debuted in Connecticut, evolving into KB.
Oh my God, look at the light brights behind them. The original light bright.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how horrible? I remember like Light Bright was another one. My sister said that there's like certain things that that if you really can't stand a kid's parent, you get them. Like Legos was one of them, because when Legos on the floor, they hurt. Same thing with Light Bright. And the light brights, they get everywhere. You'll be finding light brights for years to come everywhere you go, but they were so much fun.
And remember, the original light brights isn't like this cheap, crappy crap now. It used to be like the size of a full TV. Like it had a back to it.
Why? How big is it now? I haven't seen one of those in ages.
It's smaller than this. It's like half of this size, the new light brights. And but my original light bright, like 1987, was bigger than like the 13-inch TV I used to play like my Nintendo on. That's how big my light bright was. And they gave you like, just you could make whatever you want, whatever design. Now the light brights give you like already pre-designed designs.
Yeah, I know. Before it was just a black piece of paper. But
that light bright box right there just took me back to like 1987. Oh man, this is good. I love this. Hold on. This is good stuff. Let's see here.
Toy and Hobby by 1973 to tap into the mall frenzy. Expanding rapidly, they hit 65 stores in 3 years across New England, New York, and New Jersey. KB Toys became the nation's prime mall-based toy emporium with 1,300 stores nationwide. However, streaming services and online shopping stole the limelight. By 2009, KB Toys faced its final curtain call. The parent company, Melville Corporation, couldn't keep the magic alive. The era of browsing toy aisles gave way to virtual carts and doorstep
Remember how crowded that store would be at Christmas
time? Always!
No, at Christmas time it was worse. It was way worse at Christmas. You could barely get anywhere in that store.
And like I said, I don't know if you guys, probably not a lot of people. Susie Q does. Anybody from Long Island? My brother, cousin Joe, probably. But Roosevelt Field is the biggest shopping mall in New York State. I think it's the 7th biggest shopping mall in the country. And I don't even know where I was going with this, to be honest with you. Forget it. Never mind.
Mall of America still there?
Mall of America is still, it's still there. And now here in Jersey, they built the new super mall that's supposed to rival the Mall of America. American Dream. It's up where the Meadowlands is, and I think you have to pay admission to get into it. Like
Back in the day.
they have like the Lego amusement park there, and they just brought back, believe it or not, Toys R Us. So Toys R Us has a brick and mortar store in the American Dream Mall.
Oh, really?
Over here in Jersey. We have to go.
There used to be a mall called Old Chicago, and it was a mall, and it had an amusement park, and it was inside. And this was like back in the 80s. It didn't last long, but it was. I remember going there. It was so cool. Walking around and roller coasters going over your head and stuff.
Okay, I wish Radio Shack was still around because you never realize. No one ever like looked forward to going to Radio Shack unless you were Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory. Radio Shack was not a store anybody ever like looked forward to going to. It's because I need this piece, or I need a plug, or I need this like screw that nobody that
it wasn't a browsing store.
Right. It's like I need this piece. My TV ain't working. Help. Or like, you know. So every time I ever went to Radio Shack, it was like, ugh, like I don't, you know. And you walk into that store and there's just gadgets and parts and screws and nuts and wires and yuck. But I kind of wish they were still around because like I could use Radio Shack for
That's where I used to buy all my.
The only time I ever walked around was when I was waiting to be helped. You know, like when there's a line. That's the only time I ever wandered in that store. It was boring. It was was
boring. It was a super boring store. Unless you were into like all that, you know. And I think Radio Shack had the Tandy computer. Remember, like when like, you know, personal computers came out back like in the 80s, and
Tandy.
Radio Shack sold the Tandy, and like that was like their computer.
Was that before or after the Commodore 64?
I want to say during.
Things were so, you know, I used to think when my grandmother, when she grew up taking baths in buckets, basically. And then she lived till 2003, and the whole internet was here then and everything. And it's just like, has to be so mind blowing to go from that part of your life to having that much technology. And I mean, it's kind of happening with us. Like I said, look at the computers we went to school with. Like,
oh, the Apple, Jesus.
The Apple IIe.
Yeah, because I had the Apple II GS in like 3rd grade, and that was like the big computer. But like, you know, you needed the disk
Apple
to put it in.
IIe was a big deal when I was young.
There was no hard drives then. Like, and for a computer to start, you need to put the disk in. Remember that?
The floppy.
Like, if there was no disk in the computer, it wouldn't work. And like, yeah, the floppy, like not like, you know, like I think I have one.
Very floppy.
What battle chest over there on the thing?
They're very floppy. They were just a little bit thicker than a piece of paper. I mean, it's like they had a piece of film inside.
Called battle chest. I have my original battle chest that I've had since like 1987 with the 5.5 black like floppy. Remember that with the ring in the middle that you couldn't touch, and then they came out with like the smaller like 3.25 one or whatever.
Those were the days.
They were. Let's see.
Everything is just so different. Yeah. I feel like I'm in my junior high school, we had our computer lab in the basement of the building. And I totally, right now, talking about this, I can smell the smells and I can hear the clicking of the enter button and stuff.
Yep.
That you just remember all. Oh my goodness. Nostalgia.
And the DOS prompt, like C:\\, like, you know, that, remember that?
Yeah.
Let's see.
The 80s called. They want their store back.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Number 3, Radio Shack. Radio Shack, once a beacon of electronic wonder, emerged in 1921 as an amateur radio.
Like, look at all this shit. What does all this do? That's why I walked into Radio Shack and my head was spinning. I'm like, what is
that's why you always went with what you needed. You know, you had it written down or you had the part with you and you're like, okay, I need this.
But it's funny. We need like an outlet right now because we have a lamp and for some reason the outlet's missing and it's like a plug-in thing. And I'm like, if Radio Shack was still around, all we'd have to do is take the lamp to Radio Shack and they'd like find the plug that works. And it's not there anymore. So whatever.
Oh my gosh. The bag phone. I thought so cool. This guy, when he had the bag phone, I'm like, can I make a phone call? I was just so
Bag
excited. That was
phone.
just the coolest thing. The bag phones. And then remember, after the bag phones, you know, the cell phones. And after they had those, remember the really, really big ones that were like that big brick? I remember those.
Like what? Like the Zach Morris phone?
I don't remember what a Zach Morris phone would look like. But
On
it's
Saved
really
by the
big.
Bell, when Zach had like that giant white cell phone.
I think so. I think it was. Yeah, really big and thick and a really big antenna.
Yeah, it was like this. It was like bigger than his face. It was like this big.
It was like a
Wait, you
spider.
never watched
Christy
Saved
that I
by the
worked with
Bell,
had one.
Jules?
Huh?
You never watched Saved by the Bell?
I did watch it, but I can't place the phone. I mean, I can't picture that part, but yeah.
Okay, let me
I watched Saved by the Bell.
hold on. Now
I watched Saved by the Bell. I watched Degrassi. I love Degrassi.
Oh, you had Nickelodeon. You were rich. We didn't have that.
No, Nickelodeon. Degrassi wasn't on Nickelodeon. Degrassi was on some other channel. It wasn't Nickelodeon, but we had Nickelodeon. We didn't get that, and cable really wasn't a thing till I was in junior high school for us.
Okay, here. Hold on. Oof, that's too much.
MTV started
Look,
in.
look.
Oh,
See?
yep, that's the one. That's the one. But
There
that's
it
not a cell phone, isn't that just a cordless phone?
No, that was a cell phone.
Okay. Yeah, my
Sorry.
friend Christy that I worked with had that. I've always wanted to look her up. I haven't talked to her in ages.
All right.
She was funny.
Let's see. Okay.
Radio mail
Yeah,
order
Degrassi.
business
What
in
channel
Boston,
did
Mass.
that come on in the States, guys? Do you remember?
Nickelodeon.
No, Degrassi. Maybe later on, but in the very beginning, I don't remember it being on Nickelodeon.
Because when I was going to school, like third, fourth, fifth grade, and like all these kids would be talking about like all these Nickelodeon shows, all these kid shows. I'm like, we're poor. We only have channels 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 13. Like that was it. Like we had whatever.
You know,
it was.
My parents were very, very reluctant to get cable TV. In fact, first we had on TV with a cheater box. My uncle made them.
Oh, is that like when back when you get like free cable if you knew somebody, like when they were splitting?
Well, no, on TV was one of those little boxes, and you flip the switch and you switch whatever, and yeah, and then it was. Does anybody remember on TV? I'm gonna have to go find the logo for it. I can still remember
at all this stuff. Like, what is all like it? What?
Yeah,
is,
that's like I said. That's when you know what
Massachusetts.
you're looking for.
Back in 2022,
Oh.
I lost two
boy.
very important people in my life. Big figures. It really wasn't until February.
Sorry.
The Dutchman brothers, Theodore and
MTV
Milton,
started when I was in
fueled
6th
by their
grade.
love for ham radio, set
Oh,
up
look
shop
at
at
that
46
computer.
Rattle Street. Their mission was to equip fellow radio enthusiasts with the latest gear.
And live bait.
In 1962, Tandy acquired RadioShack, shifting its focus to electronics. By 1999, it had 8,000 stores worldwide. Yet, 21st century challenges, including management issues and bankruptcy in 2015, marked its decline. Yet, like a phoenix, RadioShack rose from the ashes. General Wireless, a subsidiary
Like
of Standard
Stefano
General,
Gennaro.
snagged its assets for a modest $26.2 million. A store-within-a-store partnership with Sprint fizzled, leading to more closures.
Oh, I
The
remember when they
digital
were
tide
attached to that.
surged.
That is like such a generic strip mall parking lot. Like,
That could be anywhere.
right? Like, I've seen this strip mall parking lot in at least 10 different states with the same goddamn stores.
No, Kate, I think you're talking about the old cable box where it was like those little buttons and you switched it. That was a cable box on TV. I'm going to have to find one of those. It was very primitive looking, at least the one we had, because it was a cheater box.
This is just generic. Like, I never went to GNC. I would drive by this. I'm like, okay, never need to go into this. Never need to drive into this place.
That's for
Radio
people
Shack
that worked
danced
out.
online. In
They look at
2020,
their
retail
powder,
e-commerce ventures took the
whatever.
reins.
I thought RadioShack like closed down like in 2012 or something like that. Haven't they been gone forever?
No, apparently we're looking at 2020.
Huh.
Today,
still wearing
Radio
clothes
Shack lives
from
as an e-commerce
1988,
website
but
sprinkled
it's
with
2020.
independently owned and franchised
Look at this guy. You
Look at Sly shopped at GNC. See, I never went to GNC.
stores. As
I
Radio
mean, I
Shack's
did, but it
digital
was right
evolution
next to Learner.
Yeah, no
was.
GNC for me. I repel anything healthy.
reshaped its legacy, did Babbage's transformation into GameStop signal a similar shift in the gaming industry's landscape? Number 4, Babbages. Babbages,
Oh, that was like another video game place.
I never even heard of that store.
They had them over here, but they didn't last long. That was like GameStop. Babbages was like a GameStop that lasted like a hot minute here. But we'll see. But like I want like more
A
like
name that echoes through the corridors of gaming history emerged in 1987 as a software retailer. Founded by James McCurry and Gary Kusin, it initially focused on selling software for personal computers. But Destiny had other plans, a twist that would
Julie
shape the
still has
gaming
a limited
landscape.
express sweatshirt.
Initially, Babbages served tech enthusiasts craving video games and electronics in
name
mall stores
Babbages.
nationwide, evolving into GameStop
yeah. See, they turned into GameStop. So it's
in
kinda like
1999 and embraced the era's gaming evolution, from cartridges to consoles and immersive experiences. The digital age was brewing, and gamers craved more than just software. They wanted tangible discs, collector's editions, and midnight release events. GameStop stepped onto the stage. It's
remember like when they used to have like Midnight Madness sales? Like why don't they do that anymore? I don't. Car dealerships used to do it, and stores like they used to Midnight Madness.
People don't know how to act.
Like
That's what I
miss stuff like that.
Cape billowing with promises, and so Babbages faded into the archives, leaving behind a legacy. Number 5, Peaches Records and Tapes.
Peaches! I remember Peaches.
Records and Tapes, a symphony of nostalgia, once
My
spun vinyl
posture
dreams across the United States.
Slumping a little bit due to this. I just started laughing.
Wow,
I was like all the way down here.
In 1975, Tom Hyman, fueled by a passion for music, orchestrated the first.
Let's do an offshoot off this. Okay, let's name some music stores that don't exist anymore. I'll go first. Sam Goody.
Sound Warehouse.
Tower Records.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know. There used to be one out here called JR's, but I don't know if that was everywhere.
Hey, Addie.
Hey. Record Town. That's a good one.
Oh, Virgin Records.
That's a record label.
No, they had one in the Massapequa Mall in Long Island. Someone from Massapequa help me out here. Hello.
The Wiz, that's a musical. Where's
The Wiz?
Steven?
Nobody beats the Wiz. Yep.
Oh, that was a store? I'm like, that's where Dorothy
Well, they
lived.
sold like more than just, it was like appliances and TVs, and it was, you know, more of like a.
There used to be one out here called Rolling Stone. I wonder if it's still there. That was like a cool one to go to.
Sam Ash? Sam Ash. Well, no, Sam Ash sells instruments, but they just went out of business.
Yeah, and you know what? There was one of those here just recently, and it just went out of business within the last month or two.
I got a lot of my instruments from Sam Ash. Got my lyre. Let's see. Crazy Eddie's. Okay, you're really going back, Sly.
Crazy Eddie. I never heard of that one.
Prices are insane.
Peaches store on Hollywood Boulevard in Los
Camelot
Angeles.
Records. Yep.
Camelot. Yes, Camelot. Okay, I remember Camelot. And now, like, they don't even exist anymore. Like, where do you go to buy, like, a record or a CD?
You don't buy records anymore.
I know. It's sad.
Well,
Like,
actually, and you know what? And like Target and Walmarts and things like that, they do have some vinyl in their sections again. So,
but it's like it's like ABBA's greatest hits, like the Bee Gees, and that's it. Which I don't mind either.
And if you really want to find something, you have to like really try to find like a specialty store. I mean, like they're probably mom and pop somewhere. Oh my goodness, Forenza and Esprit. Movie trading company or independent stores. What does that mean? Are they both names? We used to have a record store around here called Bogart's Records, and it was the coolest place to go shop.
Did you have Tower Records in Bayou, Jules?
Huh?
Did you have Tower Records Bayou?
Oh, we absolutely did. We absolutely did. We had a really cool, the club that I used to go to in the 90s that I loved. Anyway, there was a Tower Records right across the street down the way, and I used to always park in the parking garage there.
And like the best thing about Tower was that they were open till midnight every day. So that's where we used to hang out in high school late at night because
Wander around and think you're cool. Yep.
Hanging out at Tower Records at like 11:30 on a Sunday night was the place to be.
If we were on my channel, for some reason, I would be playing I'm Through Being Cool by, wasn't it Devo? We're through being cool. I think it's Devo. Anyway, I was
Devo's big
that.
song was Whip It, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it's We're Through Being Cool. And I'm thinking like the videos was really 80s and they had glasses on and stuff, but whatever.
All right, back to Peaches. Let's see here.
It was a cultural hub. With around 50 stores in 22 cities, it harmonized with music lovers' hearts. Each store, as vast as a grocery market, held a symphony of
flipping through.
sounds,
Oh my gosh.
Right?
And then the Pretty and Pink record store, I believe that was Wax Trax. And there was a Wax Trax in Chicago too. I think that's what
one.
Or wait a minute. Or I forget if it wasn't Wax Trax or Wax Trax was fashion. There's something to do with it. You guys, this has got my brain a little bit. Just saying, because it's cloudy.
Take an antihistamine, it'll help.
No, I did, and that's what's clouding it. That's what's doing it. I'm like, I know what I'm thinking, but whatever.
Autograph signings by legendary artists graced its halls, and colossal reproductions of album covers adorned the sides of buildings. But fate played a dissonant role.
Just like looking at that makes me miss, like, ugh.
Record stores were, you know what the best part was is the way that the vinyl smelled. When you open up the album for the first time and you take it at that smell, I love that.
I would always go to the single section first because, you know, I'm like, the worst thing was having to spend like $20 on a CD for one song, which I know all of us did probably a lot because you wanted that one song. And now you just download songs by the song. It's just insane that music stores do not exist anymore. It's gone. It's just not a thing. It's weird.
Crescendoed, physical formats waned.
Look at him.
CDs, cassettes, and vinyl gave way to streaming and downloads. In 1981, Peaches filed for bankruptcy. Its 35 stores coast to coast, echoing with silence. Debts totaling $20 million, equivalent to about $168 million today, reverberated through the halls. Citibank and record distributors.
With all that advertisement there, were people playing trumpets in the middle of the aisle like that? They still went out of business. Oh yeah, yes, Julie, I forgot about that.
Oh my goodness. Well, and also, what was the sports store that you used to be able to go and buy? Huh?
Modell's.
No.
Sports Authority.
No, there was an actual, what was the sports store? I don't remember, but I remember standing in line there overnight for concert tickets, and me and my friends having to walk. We walked all the way down the street, actually not far from where I live now, to go to a gas station to buy goodies for all of us because we were sitting on the sidewalk all night, making a big old mess.
We have a brand new record player here that no one, and we've Roro was here. I asked Roro if she could get this to work. She couldn't. Someone else who was here, which I won't mention, she couldn't get it to work. I used to have record players when I was a kid. We can't get this record player to work, and I have records. Yeah, Monica gave it to me for my birthday a couple years back. And it just, I don't know. It just, like, I don't, whatever. But, you know, continuing.
Distributors held the final chords. Number 6, Venture Stores. Venture Stores, a beloved discount retail chain, once beautified the Midwest with its presence.
You just got to get in here.
I just came out of my phone for this.
Venture's going out of.
Okay, I never heard of Venture, so this is all you, Jules.
Hey, Amanda, look at it's our jam, Venture, and they had black and white stripes.
I never heard of Venture
They went
Stores.
out of business in the 90s, mid 90s. I went to the going out of business sale. Oh, look, right there, going out of business. I was there.
Cody, just give me 1 second.
All right, but yeah, look at Venture. I discussed this. I can't remember what the name. Why is it not coming? Big sports store, and it's sports something. You guys, what the hell is wrong with my brain?
Okay, sorry. All right, so Venture, here we are.
Business liquidation.
Where you'll now save at least 30% off everything.
At least 30% off.
Founded in 1968 by John F. Geese, formerly of Target Stores, and Dave Babcock, Venture aimed to conquer the discount.
People are like, why do you work so much?
Sorry.
Like, okay, yeah,
Kim,
that's
how are
my
you?
vice, but what else do you want me to be doing? Like,
Department
Hey,
store
there-
market.
Oh, here
Their
we go.
first store opened its doors in
Wait.
Overland, Missouri on
Where's
January the 29th of 1970,
No, it
followed
wasn't
by another
Dick's.
location in Fairview Heights, Illinois on March the 24th of
Wait,
1970.
Fairview Heights, Illinois. What was
Venture's
that?
growth was meteoric.
Look at those. Look at all those blue flats you can buy, guys. There's a lot of them. There's so many of the same. It's like, is that Cinderella's
By
closet?
the late 80s, it operated over 70
Oh,
stores,
look at the
dominating market.
variety.
Oh yeah, black and white. Was that a department store?
Yes, it was like a Kmart, like a whatever. I loved Venture. Venture was fun.
I never heard of
I
Venture.
loved going to Venture.
in St. Louis, Chicago, and Kansas City. Their advertising slogan during this era was catchy: Save Adventure, Save with Style, or simply SWS. But alas, in 1990, Venture separated from May department stores and became a private corporation. However, the retail landscape shifted, and Venture faced stiff competition from emerging discount store giants. Despite their efforts, the chain couldn't weather the storm. In January of 1990,
Hey, Will.
Hey, look at that great perm.
Look at her with her little, like...
She has got a great perm, and I think that I had a sweater somewhat similar to that when I was in 8th grade.
I think I also had the same sweater.
I think I still have that sweater.
He wears it for Christmas every year.
I think I still have, yeah.
I think I still have the glass.
1998, Venture stores filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and within 6 months, the once thriving stores closed their doors forever. The curtain falls on the era of Venture stores. However, did Blockbuster Video, with its reign over movie rentals, face a similar fate of meteoric rise followed by a swift decline? Number 7, Blockbuster Video.
All right, I am still let you know. We should all do a field trip to like the last Blockbuster, the last Blockbuster on Earth, which is in Oregon, right? It's in there's one Blockbuster left in the whole world.
Where are you?
It's in Oregon, and they even made a TV show about it and a documentary.
If
You know what the weirdest thing?
You have a VHS.
I am bound and determined to find the sporting goods store. So I'm looking up stores of the 80s. And anyway, it takes me to a Reddit page, and look at what pops up.
Is it
Venture.
me?
No, it's a Venture.
I thought you were going to show me. I'm like, oh, fuck, what? Right?
No. Yeah, that's not the stream. But isn't it? Oh my gosh! And it said Frank's Nursery and Craft.
Oh, I remember Frank's. We had Frank's over here.
That's a good one.
Well, before Frank's, it was like flower time. Before
Flower
Frank's.
time, really?
Before anybody from Long Island, it used to be across the street from Shoppers Village in West Hempstead. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, I think Susie Q might be the only person from the island here in my chat at the moment.
S&H Green Stamps. Yes, everything counts when you're building a house. Remember, Tiger came and knocked down the house of cards, and they got there to cash in their stamps late.
Thanks, Kate. I was hoping nobody missed it.
But yeah, everything counts when you're building a house. I still remember that.
Look at this car here. Is that a Volvo?
Blockbuster Video, once the reigning monarch of movie rentals, etched itself into the hearts of film enthusiasts across the United
They
States.
did get the TV. Ben Franklin had one of those across the street from my grandma's house.
Selection, right? Over 10,000 videos, 3 evening rentals, so no rush, no hassle.
Founded in 1985 by
before YouTube and social media.
David Cook began
I
as a
loved
humble mom-and-pop.
the video card always looked like that little ticket, and I was the coolest thing. It's the little things.
Yep.
You get your snow caps in a movie.
That's where I get I would always get snow caps from Blockbuster.
Home video rental shop in Dallas, Texas. But oh, how it grew. Blockbuster expanded beyond VHS tapes, offering movies, games, and DVDs by mail, streaming, and cinemas. Its iconic blue and yellow logo, designed by Lee Dean, symbolized Friday nights. By 2004, it had 9,094 stores and 84,000 employees globally. However, poor leadership and Netflix mail order and video on demand.
The future of your business is here. With Wix, you get advanced AI
services.
Okay, let me stop here. Like, okay, remember like when Netflix originally came out, like you would have to wait for like your movies in the mail to come to you, and then you'd have to like send them back.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
That was before
really
like
weird.
Netflix was even streaming, like like how they Netflix now is completely different than how it started.
Ew,
But
snow caps were gross though.
oh, okay. I only eat like
gross.
I will never eat snow caps unless I'm in a movie theater or I was in Blockbuster renting a movie, and like because that's the only two times I would ever eat snow caps. Snow caps was my go-to movie theater food, like snack. I would always get snow caps. Snow caps and a giant tub of Coke that would make me pee 35 times before the movie started, which was the worst.
But you still did it.
No, Netflix does not mail anything anymore. But I was like, why are people like waiting in the mail 3 days to watch a movie when you could go to Blockbuster and rent it? I never understood it. I like, why would you remember Reagan? It's like, oh, this Netflix, this is great. But when it first started, and I'm like, but we can go to Blockbuster and not wait 3 days and rent it now. I didn't get that, but Netflix won. And then I think Blockbuster had the at one point could have bought Netflix out, but they were like, nah, this mailing thing isn't going to work or something like that. I might be wrong, but that's what I think in my head.
Decline. The late 2000s witnessed a significant revenue decline, and in 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy protection. By 2014, the last 300 company-owned Blockbusters.
Somebody finally. I'm sitting here looking at my phone trying to find the name of that. Yeah, and I'm gonna out it. I'm sorry. My sister just sent me the message. The place where we used to get concert tickets. That was a Sport Mart. That was the name of the place. We used to be able to buy. Did you guys used to have Sport Marts?
No, not by me. New York.
Okay, but yeah. She all of a sudden I'm looking in my phone for that very thing, and she pops up. She goes Sport Mart. I'm like, yep, that's it.
Bye, Steven. Have a good night. I think that we might still have a couple of red boxes here and there.
Make sure you hit the thumbs up, sister. Seeing as you're watching.
Oh, I loved Urban Outfitters. That was my store. Maybe it'll be on the list. I'm really not satisfied.
I think it is because it's on. I just was Googling stuff, and a lot of, you know what else came up? McCann shoes.
I'm not really satisfied with this list so far.
There's still, our lists are kind of better. Well, see, we're building on it.
We're going to have to make a better list.
Perfectly Imperfect. There's still, the Sonic that I go to and get my corn dogs and root beer all the time. There's a Burlington Coat Factory right there.
Oh, Burlington Coat Factory is still around, though. There's plenty over here. And by the way, Chess King, we already spoke about Kate. Yes, I remember Chess King.
That's like Kate and I are like this.
And Chess King was like for men's clothes. Like that was Chess King. And it was all black, like with the cool
dead slice.
But I'm not really happy with this list. There are way better stores that they're overlooking.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
Hold on. Let me get rid of that. Right.
I was about to say an idea, but it could be a good idea for another one. So I didn't want to say it. Well, I was just thinking, I love the designer jeans of back in the day. Those and the designer jean.
Like Jordache,
Sergio Valente, Gloria Vanderbilt, Sassoon. Well, before the Z Cavarici came on a little bit later, because that was like a thing when I was in high school. But like when I was in grade school, Bonjour,
Oh, Bonjour.
All of those,
I remember that.
But the commercials for those things, I have looked a Guess Girl. See, that's high school for me though. Like
Yeah,
the very
I was a
first
Guess guy.
one, Jordache jeans I fell in love with because of the little pocket in the front that had the horse on it. And then Sergio Valente because they had the little steer on the pocket. Oh, Gitano.
Oh my God. I haven't seen that name in so long.
But yeah, I wonder if we can try to find one that has like old commercials and stuff like that from back in the day. Those are fun too.
Oh, I'm sure we can find it. Let's see.
Because I have fun with the nostalgia stuff, and I mean that's what us old people do.
Today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today.
Commercials.
Summertime
You
stroll.
probably clicked
That's
the
an
thing that happens
please
sometimes.
moment. Stay protected this summer with 20.
Netflix, mail order, and video on demand.
At PetSmart Kitchen, we're sharing helpful hacks to make your dog's mealtime extra special.
Boy, getting lots of ads on this
Services
one.
led to its decline. The late 2000s witnessed a significant revenue decline, and in 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy protection. By 2014, the last 300 company-owned Blockbusters dimmed their lights. Number 8, Tower Records. Tower Records was founded by Russ Solomon in 1960. Its inception sprouted from a teenage venture, reselling 78 RPM jukebox records
I think
in
it
his
was
father's
16
Sacramento
plus.
drugstore.
I love Tower Records. I have so many memories, like hanging out at Tower Records. Like, that's
No, the Tower Records in Lincoln Park in Chicago was cool. It was 2 stories. It was Tower Records was an experience. It wasn't just
It was. You know what? And Tower Records. You ever watched the movie Empire Records with like
wasn't it
was like a knockoff of Tower.
Yeah.
Like that's what the movie was about. Like, and I love Empire Records. Like Liv Tyler's in it. The one from Jerry Maguire.
Oh my goodness.
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah. Good night, Cousin Joe.
Night Joe. A lot of, if you ever watch Empire Records, it was pretty much Tower Records and they were all employees. Like that's what that store was. I love Tower Records, man.
Store.
Kate's wearing
This
old
humble
Navy
beginning-
jeans from 20 years ago and they're back in style. If you hold on to stuff, it does come back eventually.
Well, I have my graffiti shirt on because I knew we were going back to the 80s tonight.
But he's upset because it's like a freezer in his place, so he can't.
It's really
throw
cold.
it on.
I'm not going to lie.
Evolved
boring
into a
Tower
record
Records.
megastore that revolutionized our connection with music in the pre-digital era.
Now going on.
January. Clearance.
Sale.
At all.
Tower.
Record.
Video and book.
Store.
3.
Day.
Only.
In the late 1970s, Tower Records spread its wings to San Francisco, transforming a former grocery store into a music haven.
Oh, I thought they were
But
based
the
out
real
of New
magic
York.
happened
See that? Now
internationally.
I'm learning.
No, it
In
was California,
1979, Tower Records.
I thought it was based out of New York, not San. Listen, look, we're learning. I like
Japan
that.
No, I knew it was West
eventually
Coast.
branded.
I thought it was East Coast. I thought the Tower
No,
Records.
there was a movie. There was an actual. I think I watched a documentary or a movie or something about it once.
I thought
About
that
the owners of Tower Records.
the flagship store in Manhattan. I thought that was the first one. I didn't know it was based out of California.
I went to Virgin Records on the Mile in Chicago, and it was bombed 20 years ago in these jeans.
See, like Virgin Records was a store. They had it at the Massapequa Mall.
Why do I not remember that? Because she says that there was out here too. I don't remember.
See?
branching out to the United Kingdom, Canada, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, South Korea, Thailand, and more. Yet, like a fading melody, Tower Records faced challenges. The rise of digital music, piracy, and changing consumer habits.
Wait, Jules, Julie wants me to send you a picture. Hold on.
The day the music died. Well, no, when video killed the radio star.
Vinny, those are
Oh,
Julie.
you know what's so funny? My sister is not the only one that told me Sport Mart. Nettie did too. You did it 3 minutes before my sister. That's so funny.
So those are Julie's favorite jeans, Jules, the traffic jeans.
Oh, oh, those are cool. I never had those. I had a really cool pair of Z Cavaricis that were I loved them. I love this one particular pair so much. I remember I bought 2.
Oh no, I lost the cap
Exactly
to
the
my soda. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Cody, help me! I lost the cap to my soda. It's gonna go flat.
Help me! I've dropped my cap and I can't get up.
Can't have flat soda. So these are Julie's favorite jeans. Where'd it roll to? I don't know. It just took off. Oh wait, that's not gonna help anybody.
Quite the glare. You know what? It's so funny. It looks like one of those pictures. Like, is it pink or is it green?
Yeah, this isn't helping anything here. So,
oh wait, hold on. Like, okay, there you can kind of see it. You guys can get the picture.
if I go in slow, I might not
and pink on the waist.
Get the glare.
Hey, Julie, you should go see if you can find a pair of those. I bet you can find a vintage pair now that you're all hot. Go wear them to your next concert to see your other husband.
Right.
Habits took their toll. In 2006, the U.S. chain filed for bankruptcy, closing its retail stores. But the story doesn't end there. In a surprising twist, Tower Records made a comeback as an online retailer in 2020, with plans to open future physical locations. Number 9, Toys R Us. Toys R Us, a cherished haven for kids and parents alike.
Jeffrey the giraffe. That's Jeffrey over here. He's a giraffe.
Best store
embarked
ever.
on its journey in 1948.
Oh my gosh, those commercials were the best.
Can I help you? Probably not. I've been all over and nobody... Is that Hokey Pokey Elmo? Oh, well, yes it is, sir. It's the last one. I got the last!
Charles P. Lazarus, the visionary behind this toy empire, initially founded a baby furniture retailer called Children's Bargain Town in Washington, D.C. during the post-war baby boom.
No clue.
But Lazarus had grander dreams, ones filled with colorful playthings and boundless imagination. In 1957, the Toys R Us name made its debut.
That's not too bad.
The rest is history.
She found them on
The
Poshmark.
first store sprang to life.
Remember, like, the Toys R Us catalog that we would get as kids, like at Christmas time in the 80s, we would get every toy. And like
the Sears catalog. The Sears catalog was the best.
The Sears one too. The Sears Christmas catalog and the Toys R Us one were like the two ones that every kid held with them and took them to school. And every toy you ever wanted, you would just open up the book and gaze at it and try to manifest it being in your hands. That's how I used to look at it.
No, and then like my sister and I, we would like circle an initial.
Yep.
You know which ones we wanted.
And those are
okay. And you circle everything you want. Exactly.
If I could just get like this one last Thundercat character. I said Thundercat and He-Man at the same time. All the Care Bears. Oh man. And then they would have like, you know, the Nintendo games. It was just the best thing any kid ever wanted. When the Sears catalog or the Toys R Us catalog came to the house, I was the one that took it first. I'm like, bye.
Were we talking about this on the phone, or did we talk about it on here about your favorite Halloween costume?
No, we talked about it on the phone. Not here.
Yeah, if you guys couldn't guess, it was a Care Bear.
It was those 80s. Remember, like, okay.
It was one of the ones with the plastic and then the hard plastic mask.
Well, let me.
I told him that I longed for those.
Last night, hold on. Let me see if I can. Instead of like showing it without the glare, let me see if I can put it up on the screen. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Save. All right, I'm gonna have to take over.
Hi. It's the Jules Show. I was telling him that when I was younger, my mother made our costumes. And I always wanted one of those cheap costumes. You know, here my mom's making these really pretty ones. And I'm like, I want a cheap one. Anyway, I'm trying to scroll. I'm trying to find the picture of me as a gypsy. There's a picture of me as a gypsy and my sister as a clown. And I just look pissed. And I'm pissed because I wanted a hard plastic costume. Where the hell is that picture? Oh, see, I get stuck on Facebook. Feeding kittens. I have no clue where this dang picture would be. You guys, it's that my mother made the best costumes when I was young. Well, even when I was up, oh, there's a picture of my mom. Even when my nieces, she continued to make pictures. She continued to make costumes for them. Are you looking for the picture? Where'd you go? Motherfucker.
I'm here. I'm trying to upload.
Oh, okay. And I'm not calling you a motherfucker. I'm like, where is this dang picture? Do I have it in like? Oh, there it is. There it is.
There it is. So back in the 80s, like, you know, and they made this not just for Care Bears, but for every, like, you know, cartoon or whatever. You got like the box where it came with with this hard plastic mask that you would wear over your face,
and you can hear the crunch of the heart and the plastic too of them.
And I can smell the plastic right now, like even like when you open it up, and then they had let me see. So right there, that's Sheer Bear. That, you know, you got the hard plastic, and then you wear like the little thing. It was like, you know, it came off the shoulders. It was just like a little plastic top, really, that you wore. And that was my Halloween costume from, I want to say, 1985 or 84 till 1989. And that was it. But like that's, and what I wouldn't give to like have one of these again.
Yeah, John wants. Hey, you guys, Halloween's right around the corner. John wants to go trick or treating.
I can't. I probably couldn't even put one of my legs in that now. I'm just saying. But like, God, like, that's like those and like they had it for like, you know, She-Ra, Thundercats, My Little Pony. Like they had it for every cartoon. That was Rainbow Bright, Strawberry Shortcake, any big cartoon back in the 80s. They had that, but that was that's what I loved back then. That was my
I found it. Hopefully I can show it to you guys. Hold on. I found the picture. See, look at, can you see me? Look at me as a gypsy.
Hold on.
And look at how pissed I look. That's my little sister. And there's me. Look at how mad I am. I'm like, where's my hard plastic costume? But yeah, I was mad. And you know what? The little the bandana on my head or whatever, my mom attached hoop earrings to it. So they didn't have to be on my ears. They were attached to that. So it made it look like I had hoop earrings.
See, but I like that. Like, you know, at least,
no, my
you
mom
know,
was the best.
They put thought into it. Like I would, you know, here's your box of, you know, here's your cartoon, your costume box, which I happily took every time.
Yeah, my mom was amazing.
Okay, so all right, let me go back to.
Oh my goodness, Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh, I hated Teddy Ruxpin. He grossed me out. Did not like Teddy Ruxpin.
Life in April of 1948, nestled in the heart of Parsippany Troy Hills, New Jersey. Toys R Us wasn't just a store, it was a universe of wonder.
What is he handing out there?
I don't know. They never did that at my Toys R Us.
What is he handing out there? Like Slickers? Like what is that?
That looks like a bag that you put in like an industrial big garbage can.
What?
In the heart of Parsippany Troy Hills, New Jersey.
It's Parsippany, but whatever.
Toys R Us wasn't just
what is he handing out?
Store, it was a universe of.
It looks like he's giving garbage bags to people.
Bags on Black Friday?
Is that what that is?
That's a big bag. In order to fill that, I think it would break a hole in it. I don't know.
Wonder.
Isn't that what a shopping
rows
cart's
upon
for?
rows of action figures.
Oh God, the old Furbies. Where's my baby Furby? Oh, there he is. Our Furby's he's a mute now. I don't even know. Roro got us the batteries for him, but I don't think he works anymore. Let me see. Here's my Furby from a million years ago.
Did I ever show you guys how? Oh my goodness! Oh, that's a pretty one. I like that one. Well, it looks like a tiger stripe one.
Yeah, he's seen
Look at
better.
my hair.
Oh wow, that is hyped right there.
I was beauty school, and my friend did it. She actually still cuts my hair.
That looks like it came like clean out. That looks like it came out clean out of the Paul Mitchell catalog from like 1989.
Oh my goodness! And then, hey, Steve Stevens. It's my friend Joe. You can barely see me. Steve Stevens. Look at how little he is. He's a tiny man.
Yeah, I think my Furby's on permanent rest. Here. My poor guy.
I'm glad I found that picture, though. It was going to make me crazy if I didn't find the one of me being a gypsy.
No, it's good. It's good.
Your Furby's better than that
board
one.
Games and bicycles beckon wide-eyed visitors. Yet, as the digital age dawned,
Legos
the toy landscape shifted.
Transcends time.
They do.
Mass merchants and online retailers emerged, chipping away at Toys R Us's market share. The company also grappled with a hefty debt load from a leveraged buyout orchestrated by private equity firms. 10. Sharper Image. Sharper Image
There's
emerged.
your Sharper Image.
I named that one
from
before.
The fertile mind of Richard Thalheimer in 1977. Initially, it peddled jogging watches via catalogs, but soon its orbit expanded. Through those glossy pages, it unveiled.
Okay, so the last time I changed the batteries was like not that long ago, but when we put him in, like he would like his eyes would like go up and down, but he lost his voice. He became a mute. But Sharper Image, yeah.
Treasure trove of cutting-edge wonders. Customers flock to test drive the exotic products, hovering massagers, iconic breeze.
The massagers, right? Look.
That's what you want to call them.
Electronics,
oh my goodness,
massage chairs,
and
even air purifiers. There were 187 retail stores across 38 states, each a treasure trove of cutting-edge wonders. Customers flock to test drive.
Look at the vanity mirror there with the lights. Like, oh, Sharper Image. And this
that
guy
was
here,
a sharp image at that time. And yeah, I mean,
and
they
this
still
guy-
make some mirrors like that.
he's here. Oh, hey, look at this massager. It'll help you out real good. And she's like, oh,
Yeah, right?
yes. Did anybody
It'll
ever
relieve
see,
all that tension you have?
did anybody ever see like the Sex and the City episode when Samantha buys like the vibrator from Sharper Image and then she returns it? Then it, like, no.
No,
She's like, I'd like to return this vibrator, and the guy's like, ma'am, the Sharper Image does not sell vibrators, and she's like, well, what do you call it then?
You know what's really funny is I really never watched Sex in the City.
Oh, the old, like I like the old ones. Like the reboot is horrible. Don't watch it. Do not watch the reboot. But the original
I
is
was more of an Ally
amazing.
McBeal kind of girl.
Oh, I liked Ally McBeal too. But that's I think it's Sharper Image. I think it's Samantha. I'd like to return this vibrator. it chipped my tooth.
The exotic products, hovering massagers, iconic breeze purifiers, and virtual reality headsets. The air buzzed with anticipation. Yet, like a star burning too bright, Sharper Image faced turbulence. The iconic breeze air purifier stirred controversy, tarnishing the brand's aura. Lawsuits ensued. Consumer Reports versus Sharper Image. Customers versus ineffective purification.
Oh, no.
Commercial time. Kind of like John's Stream.
The company,
right?
battered by 4 years of sales losses and 3 consecutive years in the red, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Sharper Image's rise and fall echoes through the corridors of retail history. However, did Circuit City, with its vibrant red logo and maze of electronic wonders, face a fate similar to Sharper Image's turbulent journey? Number 11, Circuit City.
But like, who's gonna like go into Sharper Image and spend like $400, what is it, like $4,000 on this like vibrating like massage chair? Like, I mean, I'm sure there are people they were in business for a long time, but you know, Sharper Image was a store I always went into and never walked out with a thing from.
No, it was always just fun to look at the gadgets.
Yeah, even when I had money, like I'm like, yeah, no, I don't.
You just look at the gadgets, you play, and you could. That's probably why they went out of business. This is not many people were buying.
And there was like another like Sharper Image type store, but it wasn't Sharper Image. It was Sharper
There was
Image.
another store other than Circuit City. That was Circuit City. There was Best Buy, and I swear
Comp USA.
Comp USA. Yep, there was that. Was there any other ones?
I got my first laptop from Comp USA in high school. There was Circuit City, Comp
I want to
USA.
say there was I met somebody back in the 90s, actually 1990, that worked at one of and I can't remember. I'm going to have to look it up. But
yeah, but PC Richards is still around, isn't it?
I've never heard of a PC Richards.
That's like an over here thing.
East Coast thing.
And like, was it Nobody Beats the Wiz or PC Richards? Like, where you're allowed to haggle? Like,
what kind of store is that?
You can walk into the store and like the TV's like $300. Oh, Brookstone Detour, yes, Brookstone.
Oh yes, I remember they had a catalog.
Yes, Detour, you are my people.
Good
Brookstone is the one that was Sharper Image adjacent. Brookstone. What was I just saying before that? Come on,
Forget.
Come on, just rewind 30 seconds. What did I just say before Brookstone?
Help chat.
Oh, but haggling.
Oh yeah.
You could like walk in and be like, "Well, I'm not going to give you like $300 for this TV. I'll give you $250." And like you were allowed to like haggle. Was it the Wiz and not PC Richards? And again, that's probably why nobody.
But how can I just don't understand that? Look at the haggling store. Hey, Vexy.
No, we went in there and like I'm not like that, and like I'm like because me and my ex we went in there. I'm like to get a new TV, and he's like, "No, we could like haggle." I'm like, that sounds like I was too like passive.
But
at
then
the time.
here's the thing: it's like, okay, so I'm in the store, you're in front of me, you're haggling over something that I want too, and I'm like, oh, he just got that for $250, and I'd be like, hey, I want the same thing. So I mean, what would be the sense?
It was, they probably overpriced things to begin with, so you can haggle down and you walk away like feeling like you got a bargain or something like that. But yeah, I'm not a haggler type of guy. Like even
I know. Well, I'm not very much into I don't know. I like to go in and like in and out.
But even at a garage sale, like you go to a garage sale and like something is like, I've had garage sales where like I put something for $1 and someone's like, I'll give you 50 cents for it. I'm like,
oh, well, yeah, that at a garage sale. At a garage sale, you look at Kate. See, Kate, we are so much alike. I don't even know where Kate came from, but I'm happy she's here.
This $50 video game or CD, and you want to give me 50 cents for it after I marked it for $1, I'll give you 50 cents for it. I snap, fuck you. No, I don't want your, you know what, it's not for sale anymore. But I can never go to a garage sale and be like, oh, I'll give you $0.25 for it. Like, it's, I don't know. That's, it just, nope, not me.
What in the
City, once a realm with gadgets and knowledgeable sales, visually known as
New Ziploc, designed to help snacks stay fresh on the go. The only bag with the easy guide seal.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need.
Soft Warehouse emerged in 1984 as a
so I went to Comp
box chain.
So
it was a vault starting in and Lewis Borders in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Legacy
and the Littlers were branded as Tiger Direct outlets. Number 13, Borders Books.
I miss Borders.
Borders Books, once a beloved haven for bibliophiles, etched its legacy in the literary landscape during the late 1980s and beyond. Founded in 1971 by brothers Tom and Lewis Borders in Ann Arbor, Michigan, the original Borders bookstore opened its...
Wait. I saw a comment. Let me laugh. I once told a lady I'd break it before I sold it for 50 cents. That's how I feel at a garage sale. Like, I don't know. I'd break it in front of them. I don't know. But, garage sales here in New Jersey now, you need like a license to have one. It's so ridiculous.
Dang. What I've been distracted doing over here, you guys know how I do. We have the Frera Pan Lemon Head factory is out this way. And I was like, do you remember way back when you could do little like school field trips and stuff to factories and see how everything. So anyway, I was Googling, you cannot go on a tour of the Frera Pan factory. I went on it back when I was young. We went to, it was a Dial soap factory. And I remember we all went through and each one of us got our own bar of soap that came down. It was still really warm. It was before it got stamped with the Dial thing. I remember I liked it. I was sitting there pushing it. It was all hot. But I don't think they do that kind of stuff anymore. That was fun. Watching how things were created. It was just fun. But I guess that doesn't really matter to people anymore these days either. So
no. Oh, well, you can haggle flea markets too. We have like, flea markets, Busy Bee. Busy Bee has been out of business for 30 years. What am I saying? Brooklyn girl, you still in the chat? Tri-County's a flea market. But you can haggle there. But like, I've never been like, not once ever. I'm like, I'll just pay full price for it. I'm like, here, let me give you more. Because I feel bad at garage sales. So people are selling their stuff that most times they really don't want to sell. And I don't know. I just feel bad. I'm like, let me give you extra.
Its stores at 209 South State Street. What began as a modest venture soon blossomed into a nationwide phenomenon. Borders stood out for its vast selection of books, maps, CDs, DVDs, calendars, gift packs, magazines, and board games. It wasn't just a bookstore, it was a cultural hub. By 2010, Borders operated 511 superstores across the U.S., along with 175 specialty retail stores under the Waldenbooks umbrella. These included Borders Express, Borders Airport stores, and Borders Outlet stores. However, the digital age cast a shadow over Borders. Intense competition, coupled with the company's struggle to adapt to online sales, led to financial woes. In February of 2011, Borders filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection and began liquidating 226 U.S. stores.
The dreaded going out of business.
That's right.
Friday. The closings could hurt malls and paperback publishers, plus 10,700 people across the country.
Ooh, we toured a
with the pages of Borders' book's cultural legacy turned,
that's cool.
did Waldenbooks, with its humble beginnings.
Perfectly. We were talking about the tours of different places. And then, like Susie says, they toured the Hostess. And then Kate says, I remember, Perfectly Imperfect. We toured a psych unit when I was in high school, and the lady lunged at me, yanked my hair because she thought I stole her baby doll. They brought high schoolers to a psych unit, and you can wait a minute. Isn't that like
gotta love the 70s, man.
Right? Back when you used to smoke in the hospital rooms, that's the craziest thing.
You see my mother in the hospital in labor with me smoking a cigarette, I'm about to pop out, and she's just like in labor.
When did that stop though? That didn't stop till like the 80s, early 80s.
Well, I was born in March of 79, so
yeah. So I think it went on for a hot minute. That always cracked me up. Like, how could you have a smoking room in a hospital? Like,
when I first turned 18, like there was still a couple of malls you could like smoke in. Like the Massapequa Mall was one of them. When they saw like smoking sections in like restaurants, smoking or non-smoking.
Oh, those are the funniest things.
I know, I miss those days. And like, us smokers, we would like be like in the back with the glass. Like it would just be a room of smoke, like Kramer smoking outside of his apartment in Seinfeld. There's some smoke everywhere.
See, now being a non-smoker, I don't look forward to it, but I remember the days when you used to be able to smoke in bars and stuff, and that was fun. But I'm glad that it's not like that anymore because I get a headache.
I remember like my grandmother like going in like when I was like 10 or like 9, like she'd go into the Gap with a cigarette in one hand and going through clothes like this, going through like nothing. Like it was just
no. And you would be sitting there out to eat with relatives, and like all the adults would be smoking cigarettes, and there's like 2 kids right in the middle of a cloud of smoke.
But that's how it was.
Those were the days.
I mean, the first time I was on the airplane, it was right before flights got rid of smoking, but we were flying to California and we were in the smoking section, and it was like just a big old smoke cloud in the section, but nobody seemed to care. It was just, and that's what it was. I don't know. What is a Waldenbooks?
And widespread reach face a similar fate in the digital.
Is that where we are now?
Number 14, Waldenbooks. Waldenbooks, a cherished name in the world of books, embarked on its journey during the throes of the Great Depression. In 1933, Lawrence Hoyt and Melvin Kafka founded the Walden Book Company in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Their vision was simple yet profound.
The days of
provide
books.
alternative entertainment to people grappling with economic hardship.
All my
Let me ask you, Jules.
libraries were
with books, and I have a million books. I cannot read a book on an iPad or a Kindle or nothing. I need the book in my hand. I need to, earmark my pages. I need to smell the pages. I can.
Yeah, I did it twice and it was weird. It was very weird, but yeah, I'm a book. It's not the same with, you have to have the book.
Yeah. I need the book. I enjoy having it in my hand. My friends read books.
Putting a little bookmark here in it, but I used to just use the book cover and I just put it in the place.
Yeah.
And then I'd hate if the book fell and then it lost my place. Be like, damn it.
Oh yeah, I like my old-fashioned reading. I got my bookmarks. If I don't with dog ear 'em or whatever, because Cody always, I'm like, well, that's where I left off. So that's where I know where I need to go. But I need the book in my hand. That's how I met Cody. I would come to work with a book. I think I was reading Twilight at that point. That's how long ago that was. The first Twilight book. And I would come to work at the bar with my Twilight book because we had a lot of dead time. And my boss would be like, you're the only person, because we worked at like a strip club, restaurant, strip club, gay strip club restaurant. So there weren't many people that brought books to that place because you were there for the dongs and the chops, the cocks and the chops. So I would bring my book and she'd be like, you're really reading a book with all this going on? I'm like, yeah, I'd rather have the book. But I need a book. I can't do a Kindle. It doesn't feel like I'm reading something.
No, it's not the same. And flipping a page on that, it's not the same.
Because you get gratification when you flip the page over. When you flip the page, you're like, yeah, another page down. When you're just scrolling up, it's like,
you don't know where the end is. It's not the same.
You can open the book and see how much you got left as opposed to what you already read. It's like a trophy. It's like a monument, kind of. Like, look how far into this book I am.
I have all of those in the closet behind me. And
I have my bookshelf there, and I read big giant books. So
I've got like four. This closet behind me is packed with the Christmas stuff is in here too, but because I have a whole shelving unit that I never even put up in here, and that's where all my books were and stuff like that. All of that is in there. That's
and I don't claim to be reading prose of scholars, but
I don't.
Let me give you 3 examples here from my bookshelf.
I did not read Interview with a Vampire. I think I never did. No, I wanted to, and but the movies came out, and then I saw it. Once I see the movie, I don't want to read the book. And I cannot read a book twice. I used to love Stephen King books too. Stephen King.
I can. I can read a book twice. Here's a Harry Potter book. Look at this. And this, this has, Jesus Christ. What page is this? This is 700. And these are kids.
No, it's the True Blood. Miss Catherine Sookie Stackhouse was from True Blood.
Then I have the whole Narnia, every Narnia. Look at this. That's a phone book.
It surely is.
And then look at this. And this is just the first Twilight book. And so I need to have the book in my hand. I need to smell the pages. I want the ink on my finger after I'm done.
I never got ink on my finger.
I want all of it. Okay. No.
Hey,
whoa.
Oh my goodness.
That was too much. Okay, hold on. Wrong button.
My nose is all twitchy.
Let's see. Okay, bam, bam, bam.
Where books could be borrowed for a mere 3 cents per day, a lifeline for those who couldn't afford to buy books.
Wait a minute.
In 1962,
Hold
they
on.
opened their first standalone book rental libraries where books could be borrowed.
Wait a minute. Look at the witness protection happening here at Waldenbooks. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Did anybody else catch that? Look at look at this. Can I put on slow-mo? Wait. Look.
For a mere 3 cents per day.
Wait.
A lifeline.
Look at this list of people. Look at witness protection here.
Well, maybe he literally said because they're like, hey, we're taking some footage for a commercial, and they're like, yeah, let me put my hat on, let me dip down. I don't know.
And I have the True Blood books, but they're not nearly. I think I have the Charlene Harris ones, and I have the adult comics.
I loved those. The True Blood books were so amazing. That was something that I was able to watch and watch the series.
If you read the books like me, then you'll know how the show kind of did the books dirty.
Well, because it's just like they just kind of stopped. It's just like, okay, we're done.
Like the fairy wars are never a thing.
There's so many big, huge, war type things that never even happened. It was a letdown. It was an absolute letdown.
The best season of True Blood, I will always say, is season 4, the witch season with Marnie and the necromancy, and when Tara becomes a vampire at the end so they can save her life. That will always be the best.
I don't remember which one was my favorite, to be honest. For some reason, why does 5 sit in my head?
And then they got worse. 5 is when Tara became a vampire. I forgot who the bad guy was, and then they brought Sarah Newland back.
Oh, it says Sookie and Lafayette clean up a mess. Bill and Eric receive a visit from the Vampire Authority. Yep, 5 is the one I liked. It's with the Vampire Authority. That's with that little weirdo.
Yeah,
Oh no, Alcide's. Yep, Alcide.
Then they kill off Alcide. They kill off a lot of people. I don't know. I didn't.
After Sam.
The last season of True Blood, they're like, let's just throw whatever we can into a show, and I miss True Blood though. I miss that show.
And then in season 5, Sookie gets a clue about her parents' murder.
Oh right, and then the half vampire, half fae. He winds up killing all the fae in the hut, and then Russell. Oh, Russell Edgington. They bring back Russell, don't they? Bring back Russell. Yeah,
that freak. But yeah, Eric. The last episode, it says Eric tries to save Bill from losing his humanity. Andy must face the consequence of the pact that he made. Alcide prepares for a showdown.
I never liked Bill.
Huh?
I always hated Bill. Bill always. I never
cared for Sam.
Sam I liked, but Bill, they never made Jason a werepanther. In the books, Jason becomes a werepanther. They never turned Jason into the werepanther. They set up the story to turn him into one, but then they don't capitalize on it.
Jason just so cute and so stupid. He was just so sexy and just so dumb.
Yeah.
And he was just, Jason and oh my goodness, Quinn. Yep. Look at us. See, you guys have wandering minds just like me, or maybe I'm the reason why we went.
No, maybe we could do, I don't know.
Talk about potpourri.
Right.
There's a little bit of everything.
It's potpourri. Potpourri.
For those who couldn't afford to buy books. In 1962, they opened their first standalone bookstore in Pittsburgh. Within a decade and a half, the company burgeoned to over 250 locations, nestled within various department stores. The era of rental libraries waned, replaced by retail bookselling, especially with the advent of low-cost paperbacks after World War II. However, the digital age cast its shadow. Borders Group, which had already absorbed Waldenbooks as a subsidiary in 1995, faced
with Cody in your back pocket, you
Commercial.
can
We
fuel
had
those
a
midday
really nice
cravings
Borders
with protein
book
and whole grains in a snack.
financial turmoil. In 2011, the chain met its fate. Liquidation due to bankruptcy.
Oh my God, remember that shirt?
I have the worst posture tonight. I'm looking at myself. I look like a
11, the chain met its fate.
Remember that shirt that everybody used to wear? That shirt right there. Remember that shirt?
I never wore that shirt.
You don't remember that was like the shirt.
I
that
remember something
everybody
like
wore.
it, but not necessarily that shirt.
Cody,
but
come
yeah,
here.
I didn't have it. Cody, did
Cody, I
you
bet
wear
your
this
mom wore
shirt?
this shirt. Cody, come here. Did your mom ever wear this shirt? It was very 80s. Like with the
Is that Madame Lazelle?
maybe, I don't know.
Liquidation
I'm so
due to
disappointed they
bankruptcy.
can't tour the Ferrera Pan factory.
Number 15.
Sam Goody. Sorry.
Sam Goody, that's another one.
Hold your ears, y'all.
I
You
love
guys,
me
we
some
named
Sam
a lot of
Goody.
these. We named, I think almost all of these were named by people so far, right?
Yeah, but there's more that like I'm not happy that they haven't talked about. But
Sam Goody. Sam Goody, a name that once resonated with music enthusiasts,
I
had
miss
its
Sam
humble
Goody.
beginnings in the late 1940s.
Wrap it up at Sam Goody. Over 10,000 gifts, under $15.
Sam Goody Gudowitz, a New Yorker, opened a small record store on 9th Avenue in New York City just as vinyl long-playing records emerged. While his main store on 49th Street catered to retail customers, most of his business thrived through pioneering mail order sales at discount prices. Sam Goody became a folk hero among cash-strapped
Look at
college
Sam.
students, offering large-scale LP discounts. In 1951, the Sam Goody name adorned a chain of record stores. These stores became havens for music lovers seeking vinyl records, cassettes, and later CDs. Acquisitions, including the rebranding of the Licorice Pizza stores as Sam Goody outlets in 1986,
What is Licorice Pizza?
fueled the company's growth.
Wait, that's a wrong
I
button.
don't know,
At
but
its
that
peak,
looks
the
really
Musicland
cool.
Group,
What a
Wait,
cool
what is
Sam
the
name.
Goody's
Licorice
corporate
Pizza?
parent, operated
I
over
don't know, but that's a
1,300
really
stores,
cool
with
name
Morth
for a
rebranding
record
of the Licorice
store.
Pizza stores as Sam Goody.
Has anybody ever heard of Licorice? Oh, wait. Oh, so Licorice Pizza is not a pizza place, but just a record place.
No, it's a records and tape. Isn't that a cool record store name? I
It
like
is.
that.
I like it too.
It's very different.
Goody outlets in 1986 fueled the company's growth. At its peak, the Musicland Group, Sam Goody's corporate parent, operated over 1,300 stores with more than...
Susie Q, are you still in the chat? Remember the giant Sam Goody we had at the bottom of Roosevelt Field? Wait, Addie. I'm sorry. I just had a stroke. Did I read that the right way? My left side's not operating at the moment. John, I finally watched the first Twilight. I need to watch the others. There is no way AD will let me ever read a book. Addie, you never, okay, screw the books. You never watch any of the Twilight movies? Addie. And I read all the Twilight books, and I will say, like, they were pretty close to the movies. There was, not major things. Like the Harry Potter books, the movies were kind of the same. There were things I could dissect, but for the most part, the Harry Potter books and the Twilight books, the movies were kind of like the same. But you never watched the Twilight movies, Addie, and you were at my house and you didn't tell me this. We could have watched them all. Oh God, they're such good movies. Except the second one. Addie, you're gonna watch the second movie and you're gonna be disgusted by it. Just remember, the second book and the second movie in Twilight were horrendous. Was it New Moon? Right. Yeah. So it's the second.
You know that you can stay at the Twilight House
in Forks.
It's it's like an Airbnb or whatever. My friend has stayed there before.
But the second book and movie were awful. But then it'll pick back up on 3 and 4. I can't believe you never watched them.
Can you hear the fireworks out the window?
Oh wait, it's Wednesday. How come the fireworks didn't go off here? It's raining. That's why.
There's fireworks all the time over here.
No, every Wednesday here at 9:30 they do fireworks for free. Every Wednesday night for season, but it's horrible weather here. That's why they didn't do them tonight. I just can't believe you never watched it. So, Addie, when you watch the second movie, New Moon, it's horrible. And you're going to be like, ugh. never mind. Just stomach through it and then watch the third movie right away, and then you'll get back into it. I promise.
Than 800 of them being Sam Goody locations, raking in an impressive $2 billion in annual revenue. However, the digital revolution disrupted the music retail landscape. Best Buy acquired Musicland in 2000, but its attempt to transform it into a youth-oriented tech hub faltered. By 2006, Sam Goody faced bankruptcy, leading to the closure of most of its stores. Number 16, Caldor.
Oh, Caldor.
Never even heard that name before.
It was like a Kmart-esque type of store, like TSS.
Oh, really?
It was a small department store that you can get like a little bit of everything. They had departments, and we had Caldor where I lived. I miss Caldor. Caldor was a good store.
Caldor Incorporated, affectionately dubbed the Bloomingdale's of discounting, sprouted in 1951 thanks to the entrepreneurial spirit of Carl and Dorothy Bennett.
We're an endless source of value for everything that's new. We're everything you're looking for. We're your...
You're a tasty snack, aren't you, mister?
Are you
talking to my Quaker Rice Crisp? I am.
It was a discount store that would defy the norm, a place where quality trumped mediocrity, and prices danced 10 to 40% below manufacturers' suggested list prices. Their inaugural store in Port Chester, New York.
We had a Caldor like across the street from like my house almost. I could walk to. It's where I got all my CDs as a kid, Caldor. That's where I got the majority of any CD I
ever. The name Caldor, a fusion of their first names. Caldor catered to the middle to the upper middle class, offering name brand hard goods like appliances, electronics, home furnishings, jewelry, and sports equipment. Their slogan, "Where shopping is always a pleasure," wasn't mere marketing, it was their creed. By 1985, when Carl retired, the chain raked in over $1 billion in sales. It had become.
Who's?
Baby B.
That's Brooklyn.
Oh, that's Brooklyn?
That's Brooklyn.
Oh, no wonder I didn't recognize her before. Duh. I
Brooklyn
love this live and I loved Caldor. Yeah, I've never heard of that.
It was a good store. And Brooklyn.
And the logo, like the lettering, doesn't even look familiar.
I'm sure you remember like TSS and Susie Q. Where are my Long Islanders in this chat? Brooklyn, Susie Q. TSS was another another Caldor type store, but I love Caldor, man. There was a Caldor right there in Massapequa where the DMV is now.
I'm a subsidiary of Associated Dry Goods. The digital age loomed, and Caldor faced financial storms. By the 1990s, the once thriving chain grappled with issues. In May of 1999, the curtain fell, and liquidation swept through all 145 Caldor stores.
I love
TSS.
Ah, you remembered.
Yes, I stopped by A&S and picked up your father's
Oh,
gift.
A&S.
Did you get the sweater?
Okay, so A&S is another store, like I guess local to New York. A&S was a department store. It was an uppity department store, like on like the Bloomingdale's type of level. Abraham and Strauss, A&S was a high-end department store. I don't know if they were anywhere else in the country. Oh my God, Rock Bottom, yes, Pergaments, Woolworths. We could do another live on that for another day.
Well, not exactly. They had too many. I couldn't make up my mind.
Number 17, A&S, or Abraham and Strauss. Abraham and Strauss, commonly known as A&S, was a prominent New York City department store with its roots dating back to 1865. Founded by Joseph Weschler and Abraham A. Founded by Joseph Weschler and.
Gift.
Did you get the sweater?
Well, not exactly. They had too many. I couldn't make up my mind.
Number 17, A&S, or Abraham and Strauss. Abraham and Strauss, commonly known as A&S, was a prominent New York City.
This was the A&S at Roosevelt Field Mall that I've talked about 8 million times on this live. This was their flagship store right before they went to bankruptcy. And I think that's where Bloomingdale's is now. Brooklyn or Susie Q, help me out. Is Bloomingdale's here now? I think that's where Bloomingdale's is. But this is Roosevelt Field. And that was A&S.
Department store with its roots dating back to 1865. Founded by Joseph Weschler and Abraham, it initially operated under the name Weschler and Abraham. However, in 1893, the Strauss family, including Isidor Strauss and Nathan Strauss, acquired a general partnership with Macy's department stores and bought out Joseph Weschler's interest. The store was then renamed.
Oh my God, the Whitman Mall!
A&S continued to thrive.
The Walt Whitman Mall. You know this is New York because I get excited because I haven't seen
Joseph Weschler's interest. The store.
Okay, so Long Island, remember how ghetto the Walt Whitman Mall used to be? Like, look up the Walt Whitman now. The Walt Whitman Mall in Huntington now. It's so like beyond bougie. Like you can't take it. But back in the day, the Walt Whitman Mall was so ghetto. Like it was so bad. And now it's like you like they do a background check before you walk into the Walt Whitman Mall to see if you have enough money to shop in their stores. It's so ridiculous how crazy times have changed. My God.
The store was then renamed Abraham and Strauss. A&S continued to thrive, offering clothing, footwear, bedding, furniture, jewelry, beauty products, and housewares. Nevertheless, in the 1990s, Federated Department Stores acquired R.A.
Fun fact about me, I worked at the Walt Whitman Mall at two stores. I worked at Gap at the Walt Whitman Mall, and I worked at Eddie Bauer at the Walt Whitman Mall. I actually worked at Gap, and I was so over the Gap because they treated their employees like crap, and I was 18, and like you weren't allowed to talk to your like fellow employees. Like all you had to do, like your only job was to fold and fold and fold. Couldn't talk to people, couldn't talk to employees. Like it was like 1939 Germany. That's how I felt. And then Eddie Bauer was right next to the Gap, literally the next door over. And I went on lunch break at the Gap and I walked into Eddie Bauer and I said, "Are you hiring? I work next door and I hate that place." And they hired me and I never went back to the Gap again. The next door. No shame.
H. Macy and Company, and soon after, the A&S brand faced its fate.
We are going to go over common pieces of career advice that job seekers.
April the 30th of 1995, the name Abraham and Strauss vanished, replaced by the more widely recognized Macy's. Number 18, Lionel Kitty City. Lionel Kitty City, a beloved toy store chain, once adorned the landscape of American shopping.
Is this on the West Coast? West Coast people?
I never heard of that. Has anyone heard of, was that Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop, by the way? Did I just see Lamb Chop and Sherry Lewis? I taught, hand to God, I went on lunch break at the Gap. It was all like holiday season too. And they were just so mean at the Gap. Mean. And I went on lunch and I went right into Eddie Bauer. I said, "Are you hiring? Do you need anybody?" And I go, "I work right there. And I can start right now." And they're like, "All right." I never went back to the Gap again. I never heard of Kitty City.
Its story began around 1957 in Philadelphia, where it emerged as a toy supermarket. By the early 1970s, the Lionel Corporation, known for its iconic model trains, acquired the chain. Under various names, Lionel Kitty City, Lionel Playworld, and until 1990, Lionel Toy Warehouse, it blossomed into a network of 150 stores. For a while, it ranked as the second largest toy store chain in the United States. However, the winds of change blew fiercely. The early 1980s recession hit Lionel hard, pushing it to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in February of 1982.
No.
The company downsized to 55 stores, but emerged from bankruptcy in September of 1980.
The Pogo Bowl. You guys remember the Pogo Bowl?
Pogo Ball? What do you mean?
Look right here. Let me. You don't remember the Pogo Bowl? Watch.
Fiercely. The early 1980s recession hit Lionel hard, pushing it to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in February of 1982. The company downsized to 55 stores, but emerged from bankruptcy.
Right there, the Pogo Ball. The Pogo Ball.
Oh, that you jump on. That was after my time of having.
It was like skip it, skip it, skip
Oh,
it.
I remember Skip It.
The very best thing of all, there's a counter on this ball, so try to score as many as you can. See if you could score a whole lot more, so skip it, skip it. Remember Skip It? It was like that. It was like in the Skip It era. And the fact that I still remember that stupid commercial in my brain like that scares me. I had to skip it. I didn't have a pogo ball because pogo balls were stupid. I had to skip it. Because the skipper had the tracker and it could count how many times you skipped over it. And it was Skip It was like an ankle. It was like what do you call when you go to jail and they put the things on your ankles and the shackles?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a giant shackle around your leg that you just skipped over. And that was Skip It. So stupid, but I really loved it.
Bankruptcy in September of 1985. By 1991, Lionel had regained its footing, boasting 100 stores and securing the 4th spot among toy retailers nationwide. Yet, fate had other plans. On June the 2nd of 1993, Lionel announced its heartbreaking decision.
It was a
liquidation and closure of all stores. As the memories of Lionel Kitty City's vibrant toy aisles faded in nostalgia, so did the rise and fall of the FW Woolworth Company, with its iconic lunch counters and
that one.
mirror the tale of Lionel's ascent and eventual
I cannot
closure.
find any good
with
ShowBiz
these retail
stuff that I
giants.
want to show. That's what I was looking for.
Or the 5. My great grandmother said we're going to the 5 and 10. The 5 and 10 was Woolworths.
Once pillars of American shopping culture, continue to stir fond memories and lessons learned and the ever-evolving landscape of commerce. Number 19, the FW Woolworth Company.
There we are.
FW Woolworth Company, affectionately known as
Outdoor exploring? That's an
cat
please moment.
in the woods.
Stay protected this summer with 20% off your
Woolworths was a retail giant that left an unerasable impact on American history.
This week,
I got my very first Care Bear from Woolworths, and I still have them. The oldest thing that I own. I got my first Care Bear, my Grumpy Bear stuffed animal from Woolworths in 1984. And back in 1984, on my great grandmother's Social Security, it was $20. In 1984, $20 may as well have been like $200.
I know that was a lot.
And
My first special toy price range.
Yeah. And that's how big the Care Bears were then. And I didn't have any Care Bear. My nanny took me to Woolworths, the 5 and 10, and she got me my first one. And it was only Grumpy Bear and Good Luck Bear. And I had to pick. And I didn't want either, but I needed to have one. So I picked
Grumpy.
I picked Grumpy because Good Luck Bear had an eye that was winked and closed, and it freaked me out as a 5-year-old. I'm like, I don't like that.
And it was probably green, right?
Yeah, it was, and I didn't like it. I was like, no. And I still have my Grumpy. He's special in a glass case, but that's where I got my first Care Bear.
during Woolworth Dollar Days, look for big price breaks all over the store. Plus, hundreds of gift ideas and beautiful Mother's Day.
And they had like a pet department,
Founded
like
by
a
Frank.
lunch counter. Like they had everything at Woolworths. Like
I told you, that's where I used to go with my friend and her mom and her grandma.
I loved it. You get a hamburger and a toy. Any place where I can get a hamburger and a toy in my youth was like Disney World to me.
Hey, you want to know how I got to Woolworths to have that to eat at the counter with my friend and her grandma and her mom? We drove there, and me and my friend were in the back of their pickup truck. The open pickup truck. Remember the days when kids would just open pickup truck, wind in your hair.
Remember back in like the 80s, like car seats like weren't a thing. Like, you could use a car. Like when I was a kid, not one time ever when I was in a car, and I have an amazing memory. I remember my sister came home from the hospital and I was 2. I remember everything. And I never, not once in my life as a child, ever rode in a car seat. Nope. I sat on families' laps, or I sat in between them, or
I don't know, because because my nieces are not that much older than you, and it was always car seats.
I don't know what to tell you. I never sat in a car seat.
If there was no car seat, then they didn't go. You know what I mean? That's how it was.
We also lived in Brooklyn, and we didn't have cars. Like, well, my parents didn't have a car. They didn't. We lived in Brooklyn, like it was New York City.
We had a station wagon.
No, you took the train or you walked. Like, if we were in a car, it meant that somebody was like picking us up. We didn't have cars. We just didn't.
Yeah, we had a gold 1970 station wagon.
Like Clark Griswold's.
I mean, it was gold. It didn't have the wood paneling and stuff, and I remember it had like black vinyl seats because I remember them being cracked because we kept that for a very long time.
Yeah, I remember sitting I remember a memory of my dad. Like I was sitting on his lap when he was driving one time, and then I remember sitting on my mom's lap in the front seat. But,
that was always a very safe thing to do. Right?
and no seatbelts. Seatbelts were for like the week. Like like my family, they cut the seatbelts out. Seatbelts are for pussies. Like that was, like, no seatbelts. No. Like who seatbelts? That's devil's work. We're good. We can handle this. Oh my god! I wish my sister was here. She would. Damn it! It's late. She would tell you.
Springfield Woolworth in 1879, it pioneered the concept of the 5 and dime store, a place where everyday items were priced at 5 or 10 cents. Woolworths thrived during the 1980s, offering an eclectic mix of goods from toys and clothing to housewares and snacks.
Okay, wait a minute.
The iconic Woolworths lunch counters were a cultural store, a place where everyday items were priced at 5 or 10 cents. Woolworths thrived during the 1980s, offering an eclectic mix of goods from toys and clothing.
Okay, I've never been in a Woolworths that look like this. Has anybody? That looks like Macy's. Has anybody seen a Woolworths
that didn't look like
this?
The one I went to either.
There is no way in hell that this is a Woolworths in this picture. That looks like a Macy's. I love Woolworths and all, but no, this is the wrong picture here. There no way in hell is this a Woolworths, unless there was maybe one in the world that looked like this. I don't know, but any Woolworths I ever went into did not look like that. Sorry, I had to point that out.
To housewares and snacks. The iconic Woolworths lunch counters were a cultural phenomenon. They served up affordable meals and became gathering spots for people of all backgrounds. But by the late 1980s, Woolworths faced stiff competition from discount stores and specialty retailers. The rise of big box stores like Walmart and the allure of mall-based chains like Gap and Toys R Us took a toll. Woolworths struggled to adapt, and its once thriving empire began to crumble. And number 20, Egghead Software. Egghead Software, a computer software retailer, once graced the tech landscape.
Vaguely.
Yeah, but okay, yawn. I'm good with that.
What?
I'm not really happy with this list.
No, I mean it was okay. To be honest with you, we came up with better ones.
I know. Like,
you know what I mean? We added so much to it. It's so funny because the sandwiches were so much fun. That was just kind of like, it was all right. I'm looking for pictures of something. Hold on. I don't even want to say it.
No, I try not to look ahead because I want to be surprised with y'all, but like the sandwich list was better. I don't know. Like we could do a video.
Yeah, the sandwich list was much, much better. But you win some and you lose some. That is how the cookie
life,
goes,
right? I mean, I have more. Life. We've already been. I'm not going to do another one now. We've already been live for 2 hours. So
no,
I mean, I have other on my watch.
Dang it!
My
I don't know if you can see it.
Thing.
I was looking for a picture of our family station wagon that I was telling you about. And then look at this is me, and this is when we used to go on vacation, and that's me. And that was the dog at the resort.
Oh
that's
God.
me. Look at me. Isn't I tiny? So hold on.
Your dog is almost as big as you are.
It's not my dog. It was the dog that was at the resort that we went to every year. But I don't know if you can see it, but that's our family station wagon there in the background.
Oh,
That
there,
was
I
the good
see it.
old, that was the wagon.
Did you
That
used to
was
go
the
to
good old
Kellerman's
wagon.
where Baby Houseman went?
See, look at there's me and my little sister. This is me older with the same dog. That's me in the red. My sister's in the green, but that's me in the red.
And that's the same dog from like.
It's the same dog that it was in Minnesota. It was in Bena, Minnesota, and it was basically so my brother and my dad could go fishing. And so in my family, there's 4 girls and 2 boys. And so but that's what, my dad was the hard worker and that's what he wanted to do. So that's where we went. And so, yeah, they would fish and I'd have nothing to do, but I'd play with Sacco. And look, there I am at a different age with Sacco.
Was that like at like a Kellerman's type place from like Dirty Dancing? Because that's the.
I don't know. You can. This is safe to show, but this is my mom and my siblings. I was a baby in this one, but we went there every single year for 4th of July. See, look at, and this is what the lake looked like. That was my favorite thing to do. But yeah, and then when I was 9 years old, they said Sacco went to stay at the farm.
Wait, I thought Kellerman's was in Pennsylvania.
It's in West Virginia.
Fire Racing, North Carolina. So where is Kellerman?
This is my cousin holding me at the end of the dock. Look at how little I was. We went there every single year, same place.
Sweet.
It was the coolest place ever. I wish I could find a picture of my grandma and then, oh my gosh, I found my grandma and the nuns that I always tell you about. See my grandma and the nuns.
Plain Peanuckle.
Yep.
Plain Peanuckle.
Yeah,
Cody
my grandma
perfectly
and
says
the
hi.
nuns. These pictures are so amazing.
Do you know how to play Peanuckle, Jules?
Nope, never did. And when my grandmother passed, we found so many decks of Peanuckle cards, like 1,000,001. They were everywhere.
Anybody in chat? I'm a Peanuckle master. Anybody in the chat know how to play Peanuckle? The best card game.
Oh my goodness. Look at this is relatives at my grandmother's house. Look at on the couch. Look at the hairdos.
The beehive.
That's great. And there's Aunt Mary. No, these old pictures, they're not the same. Pictures aren't the same as like these anymore. But yeah, I had told John about that. My grandmother and the nuns. My grandmother loved the nuns. They'd come over and yeah, it was
they play Peanuckle. And I'm like, I love Peanuckle. It's my favorite card game.
I was really hoping to get a better picture of the good old family wagon.
No one in the chat knows how to play Peanuckle. Oh my God.
Are you kidding? Really? Well, here's the thing is I don't think anybody in my family knew how to play it.
I'm going to have to start. I'm going to have to bring this back. I'm going to have to bring Peanuckle back. I'm going to have to give lessons on that.
Hey, is there like an online version of Peanuckle?
They had it on Pogo. Remember, like Pogo? I was doing Pogo stuff on memberships for like back then for a while. They had it on Pogo, but it's not there anymore. I don't know where you could play online Peanuckle. I was in a Peanuckle league, man. It's a great game. There's a lot of math. There's a lot of counting.
See, that's why I'd be out.
It's a lot of counting with that game. There's marriages and runs and double runs. If you have all kings, that's points. If you have all queens, that's points. If you have all kings and queens, that's points. It's a lot of math. It's a lot of math, but it's a great game. Once you get used to like counting your bid, because you have to play with a partner. Peanuckle is a 4-player game, but it's 2 partners, like kind of like bridge, where you bid.
So you can't just play 2 people.
No.
Well, that kind of sucks. So it has to be like a big to do in order to play.
Well, you need at least 4. You gotta have 4 people, otherwise it's not gonna work.
Yeah, no, that's probably why I never really got into the Peanuckle thing, is because it was just too much work. It was too much work to play.
if Vixie, if I did a
partners with
tutorial
my
video,
mom.
I would have people's heads spinning probably.
John, you
because-
could do a torture. Hey, well, is there any way to somehow do like a virtual version of it online?
Let me
We should
look.
look into that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can do stuff like that. That would be
I'm just like a little remiss, like that. This video was like not as great as I thought it was gonna be. Like,
hey,
ugh.
it wasn't as funny as the sandwiches. That is for sure. It wasn't as funny, but you win some. And I mean, it's not like it was bad. We all
No,
had
it
fun.
wasn't
We
bad.
talked about
It
lots
just
of
wasn't
different
like
stuff.
I just thought it would be better.
So, okay, I was looking up stuff while we were over here. Hold on, John, hold on. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. I'm going to bring it up because I went to find Kitty Kingdom. I want to show you guys what Kitty Kingdom looks like. See, this is the place we used to go to. See, look at right here, this big castle thing. This is the toy store. And then look at, this is the amusement park. There was a train that went all the way around it. The octopus was down here. And then this was like a candy shop. You could buy so much cheap candy, like for like 5 cents, 10 cents. It was so much fun. But no, this was something we went to all the time. Toy store next to it. And then here was Kitty Kingdom. I loved it. I wish it was still there. And there was another one. What was it called? It's gone. There was another. Oh my gosh. My grandfather used to take my older siblings there. Father's Day every year, he would take the kids there, the older siblings, and I can't remember what it is. It's Defunct. My sister's probably gonna message me with it
our
any
own
minute.
videos now and like make our own like top 20 list of things that don't exist anymore. Like with
Yeah,
our
but then we oh, you know what? Because then we can go and we can pull them ourselves and have fun.
yeah, because like I can think of like 20 restaurants that aren't around anymore that like I would like like Sizzler, Ponderosa.
Did we say at the same time?
We did.
Ground Round.
Yes, and the kids would pay for their dinner by their weight. You would walk onto the scale, and if you weighed like 50 pounds, your dinner was 50 cents.
Well, wait a minute. That kind of sucks. So the heavier the kids are, like, damn it, good old Billy over here, he's gonna cost us $10. But Susie over here, she's a skinny one.
I love.
Hey, you know what? There was a place called Love's. There was a burger place called Love's. Was that anywhere else?
I know
they had one here, and it didn't really stick.
Stop called Love's.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, maybe, but they had one here. It didn't stick. It closed down. I am forever wishing that we still had Jack in the Box here. We used to have one.
We used to have them here too, but not for 40 years.
Oh, okay. So now there was a place, I guess this was just in Chicago. There was a bakery out here. It was called Bernie Brothers. And it was kind of on the way home when I saw that. I got to go pull it up. It was on the way we could go there on my way home from my grandma's too. And it always smelled so good every time you drove by the bakery. And then when you go there, they had like a little discount, like whatever shop in the front. And we used to stop there and get stuff. Yeah, I know. Well, Jack in the Box is one, like John and I were saying, when we travel different states. And if there's something,
but
Jack
those
in
are
the
like
Box
so like that's like Carl's Jr. Well, Carl's Jr. is Hardee's. But we don't get Carl's Jr.'s or Hardee's here in the Northeast, so that's both out. What else is there? Like Jack in the Box. Oh, like In-N-Out Burger. But those are still like very much around, but we don't get them over here. Do you have In-N-Out by you, Jules?
No, we don't.
Like they just opened Sonic
Texas
here.
And like, huh?
Like they did. Like Sonic's a new thing over here. Like Sonic.
New?
Quasi new, like within like the last like 8 years, like it's we never had Denny's over here, like so there's a couple of Denny's now.
What did I used to call my sister and her friends? That is what they used to call, and I forget what I used to call them. I used to call them the food club, because that's what they would get together. And I'm like, what are you and your friends doing? Oh, we're going to Denny's. And I'm like, you in the food club. Because that was what they did all the time. My younger sister.
And now, like, nothing's open 24 hours anymore. Like Denny's used to be. Like,
Not even Walmart is open 24 hours.
No,
anymore.
I used to get done up at 2:00 a.m. to go to Walmart when I was it's like, hey, we're going to Walmart. Let's get done. Just to hang out.
It was fun to sometimes shop in the middle of the night because there was nobody there, but you'd have to be dodging the stalkers. And that irritates me to no end.
They close off like the electronics place, which is where I always went to because I wanted a movie or a video game or a CD. But there were other restaurants that have been like closed. Sizzler.
Oh, Howard Johnson's.
That's one.
The Waffle House by you isn't even 24 hours anymore. Oh, congratulations, Vixie. All of the people in Ohio, I think it was yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, first day of recreational marijuana in their state.
Oh, so it's, oh, Lord.
Yes, Ohio, it is now recreational. You do not need a marijuana thingy. So, yeah, it was a big time.
I'm happy.
People were selling it O and then high and then O.
But I'm thinking of other people that live in Ohio.
Weed is
what about
not a
Waffle
bad
House?
thing for anybody. Weed is not a bad thing for anybody. Yesterday was the first day. Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, they were doing like O and then HIGHO, like Ohio, and it was yesterday. It was a big deal. In fact, I saw a picture somewhere of the very first sale. It was a thing. Yeah, it's now I can come visit. Oh, hey, Hope. Allie sleeps like that too.
I didn't even realize he was next to me, and I didn't even realize that I have this orange thing there. What is that?
Allie sleeps like that all the time. She always buries her head into it's always curved like that and buried into something. Trip sleeps like very pristine. Trip always is trying to look good, and he's always crossing his paws. And yeah, and Georgie's just kind of like a dog, just letting it all hang out.
Oh, he's tired.
I'm in Texas. Will be the last place on earth to be legal. That and the people in the Bible Belt. I don't know if they will. They don't even have medical, do they?
I don't know. They have Christ.
I don't know if they. I don't even know if they will ever.
They have the good book, and that's all I need to worry about.
I don't even understand though why they don't want to, because there's the amount of taxes that Illinois makes from this shit is insane. I don't know. I think it'd be easier just to go along with it. And it's not like Illinois got a shitload of criminals now because it's legal. And I doubt Ohio is going to have a surge in crime. Why not make extra tax money? That's what I think. I mean, why not?
I mean, yeah, New York's a giant state, and they New York, New Jersey, I think we did it the same year because we're pretty much the same state. That's why I live in Jersey. It's just lower New York. That's why I live here.
I highly suggest my golden ticket chocolate bar. I ate 4 pieces. It was peanut butter and chocolate. That's why I've been slouching. My posture is horrible. It was due to this. And it's really the bad part is it's really good chocolate, period. You know what I mean? It's really tasty to eat. And it's and that's what kind of sucks. Sometimes if it's that good, you might accidentally eat more and you're like, oh fuck, what did I just do? I mean, with me, it's fine, but people that don't usually do it, that could be trouble.
So before we end, what should be the next potpourri thing?
Yeah, what else? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Guys, do you have any suggestions?
I really kind of want to make my own, remember when thing now.
What? Yeah, I know.
Maybe we should do that.
But then there has to be, you got to pull up the pictures and put together a little
editing. Yeah.
Yeah. So then there's a little bit more to it, which will be a little bit more in the creative end of it, but do a cooking video. Well, I told him he still needs to do the sandwiches.
Well, no, we're going to do that. Me and Brooklyn are going to do one. And I don't want to make those, I have another video that I haven't watched yet. Let me see. It's you
know how much I have been craving a Spam sandwich ever since that fucking thing.
Wait, no, you're talking about a cream corn sandwich is what you want.
No, the spam sandwich. I love it. No,
You didn't want the cream corn sandwich?
No, that's vomit.
I have a
vomit.
I look at things.
Where are you
I put
going,
them on
Addie?
lots
We're
of
trying to
things.
decide what next topic. What potpourri? We're gonna kind of make it a thing. Maybe like a once a week. Come on and just gab about pretty much like what we did tonight.
Yeah.
And sometimes it will be funny and it'll make your stomachs hurt. Like the sandwich one made the stomachs hurt. That one we were laughing our ass off.
I know. I kind of feel bad. Like, I thought
Don't feel bad, but that's just the way it happens. You can't always knock them out. You know what I mean? But it was very entertaining. See, people loved it. It's nostalgia. It made us start thinking about different stuff in our past. And guess what? Thinking about stuff like this, good feelings from back in the day is much better than the alternative.
So maybe we should stick with the food. We can cover the food, and then me and Brooklyn can cook it.
Well, I know that's what he was saying, that Brooklyn would be your little
Brooklyn will be my little chef, my chefette.
But what food?
Well, I have another. Let me look here. I have another. Hold on. Let me go back.
I still think that you guys should pick a sandwich from the sandwich one and make it. And then like the next time we do a food topic, you guys each pick one from there and do it.
Okay, watch later. Let me see what I have here. 20 famous stores from the 80s. Okay, we just said that 20 middle-class foods that vanished from the family table. Oh, every McDonald's menu item since 1955.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm all over that one.
That's a good one.
The 10 worst fast food failures I have. Most outrageous game show moments.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that would probably get me in trouble. But yeah, okay, so maybe we could do the foods that vanish and then we could recreate them. Me and you could talk about it. Me and Brooklyn can redo them. I don't know. I'm just always thinking of stuff.
It's like the History Channel on TV. Exactly, plant lover. Exactly. It's just, it's better. It's a reason to get together and just yuck it up. And guess what? You don't need to watch a show. You don't need to do any homework for this. You just kind of have to come and be here, and that's it.
Yeah, I thought this slide would be more mall oriented, and it was good, but I don't know, ebbs and flows, right?
No, but the disappearing malls though is very sad because the Stratford Square Mall, which just went bye just recently here, it's really sad. It popped up, I believe, in the 80s. I remember there was a movie theater in there, and it's still. We used to think it was the coolest movie theater ever. My friends, we used to go meet there. We'd take whose parents would take us there, whose parents were going to pick us up, and hang out there, and now it's gone. It's slowly faded, like little by little. All of the stores just kind of start packing up and going away, and
yeah.
And so
we'll go on location. I'll go to the mall at my house over here, the Ocean County Mall, which is half deserted, and then we could go to the Monmouth County one, which is completely gone. Just to give you
80s miniseries, Linda. That's a good one. Old miniseries from back in the day,
like Dynasty.
Small Wonder.
Like miniseries, like North by Northwest.
Oh wait, well, miniseries. I'm sorry, miniseries wouldn't be Small Wonder. That's
like that'd be miniseries, like North by Northwest would be.
Or we could just talk 80s TV shows. Silver Spoons.
Dynasty. Falcon Crest.
Knots Landing. I love Knots Landing was the shit. And you know what? When I went to Texas, I went to what, South Fork? Was that what the name of it was? I went there. It was kind of neat. It was very interesting. It looks just like it. I don't know. It was pretty cool. Give me a break. Give me a break. I was like, what's wrong?
Gimme. It's GIMME, a break. It's Nell Carter, sweetheart. Gimme a break.
No, and you know what you could do, John, is you can start kind of thinking of different topics and put little polls on your community tab and come up with a few different things and then get people, because then it gets a little activity going on the community tab and then find out what fits.
Yeah. I'm good.
Oh my God. You know what else would be good? Bad fashion trends.
Oh.
That could be so much.
I mean, like
that could be so much.
You could pretty much use anything from the 80s as a bad fashion trend, man. Like that was they're not 80s are not known for their fashions. It was just a free for all, really. Of remember the Sergio Tacchini like jumpsuits that everybody used to wear? Like, oh my god. The Sergio Tacchini like tracksuits, like, come on.
I know the tracksuits, but Knots Landing was amazing.
Like Married to the Mob. Like what they wore.
What is wigwams?
Isn't that where like
IB says wigwams for sure. I don't know what that is.
Isn't a wigwam like a teepee?
Oh, I don't know if it was a store name or something. I don't know what I was missing. I loved 80s fashion. No. Well, you know what was really funny is detour. I was actually thinking of crimping my hair for tonight. I was gonna crimp it and I didn't. Because if I crimp it,
do it.
I used to love crimped hair. You know that picture of me with my black hair all stood up? That's all crimped. It's crimped and teased.
All right, so let's figure it out for the next potpourri. We'll do something. Maybe we'll go back to the food. I don't know. But we'll figure it out.
Socks that were big in Jersey in the 80s, but nowhere else really. What do you mean, socks?
Like the scrunchy socks. Like I remember like when I was a kid, like girls who were like
that was a thing.
They have like 4 different layers of like the socks, like with the different colors. Like those socks is what you're talking about?
Yeah, and you had your pants tucked into them, and it was part of the fashion. Yeah, crimped hair was the poop. When my hair was black, it looked really good crimped. I don't know. I think it's going to look too fuzzy if I do it blonde, but we'll see. I'll totally go through pics and email them. I have glamour shots even. Oh my God, glamour shots.
Then you must have the boa in one of them because no glamour shot.
I never did a glamour shot. The closest thing I had to glamour shots was who's messaging me? Oh, Adventureland and Kittyland. Kittyland was the place that my grandpa took us all. Now see, because I looked at that, I completely lost track of what I was gonna say. Damn it. And that's my dad. Never mind.
It's okay because
I look at something and I lose track of it just like that. Guess what? Welcome to being 50 something.
There you go. And I have to eat and I'm hungry and there's that too. So it's 11.
Me too. And otherwise I'm just going to eat this chocolate and I'll be really, really high.
And then you're going to be really, really high and fun. Are you going to go live, Jules?
I doubt it. I don't know if I feel like it. Nah, probably not. Not in the mood.
All right.
I don't know. We shall see. If I am, I will, but not right now.
Well, make sure you're subbed to Jules if you're not already. If someone wants to drop the link in Jules's channel. And I'm going to go back to the drawing board and try to get some other vintage stuff that we can talk about. I like vintage. I might change my whole channel to vintage shit. I don't know.
No, it was a lot of fun. And it was, even though it wasn't the same, it was very interesting. And it got a lot of us thinking about different topics just because we didn't giggle and weren't like, oh my gosh, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? It was
that video. It was like very, they showed like 5 different like electronics places in a row. Like it just was not.
Yeah, it wasn't like, remember with all the sandwiches, every different picture looked different. So we're like, what the fuck? There was so much to talk about with that. There was way a lot. So
we'll figure it out.
Fun.
Everybody have a great night, and I will see you guys next time I see you. Bye, everybody.
Good night.